This week on a brand new episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast. Look, one more thing and then we can move forward. Steve Smith was saying, you stay in there and you compete with that man for that job. Bruh, you ain't competing with the number one overall pick in the draft when his coach is the coach.
We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never in my lifetime. I guess they wasn't in their right mind. Underdog.
Yes, sir. What's going on, folks? Welcome to a brand new exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast, the realest sports podcast in all the land.
True.
Bro, that's all. Like, that's not too crazy of a claim. I'm just saying we the best in all the land, right?
True. I mean, when you speaking, bro, it's crazy because every week you start the show speaking facts. You speaking facts.
I mean, I start the show off honest. It can't go nowhere.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, in case, you don't know nothing about our show, let me tell you what you can expect from this podcast. First of all, man, we are here to wrap up the previous week of sports in dramatic fashion. No BS, no sugarcoating, no biases, only that strong arm truth.
Yep.
That sounds like something you into. Hopefully you're going to like this podcast enough that you're going to want to come back for more and more. If this happens to be the first time you guys have watched our podcast here on YouTube, or if you're listening on any of our various podcast channels, because we got a lot of them. I'm one half of the show. I go by the name of K-Spade the Prospect.
And I'm your boy, the Paris 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports Spade.
Yes, sir.
Bruh, what a week. Okay? Listen, we had, first of all, let's start. We got the NFL draft. We got Avengers Endgame. I was going to say we got Days Gone, but it's been reported that game been having some issues, so I don't know. But it's been a great week. NBA playoffs, it's been a great week. And we're going to break it all down for y'all right here today. Spade, I want to start in the NFL, of course. Me and Spade had an off-camera talk. And Spade was like, the Kings go last, so the NBA going to go last. I'm like, man, if I'm the king, I'm walking in that hole first. So shout out to the NFL, delivering the NFL draft. ESPN was trash, but the NFL draft we're going to start with. And let's start with the number one pick, Spade. As expected, Kyler Murray went number one to the Arizona Cardinals, and they had people like, what about Rosen? What's going on? Like, Spade, Kyler Murray going number one. Let's start there.
I mean, I feel like we kind of expected it after they made their coaching change. The draft hype or stock of Kyler Murray continued to skyrocket. It was only a matter of time. The only thing we didn't know was what they was going to do with Rosen. Were they going to deal Rosen during the draft, after the draft, before the draft? But unfortunately, man, I still feel like LaParis, I think it's a reach. And not because I don't think Kyler Murray is a talented player. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I'm not concerned.
You want to talk about hot takes?
How is that a hot take, bro? That team is terrible. And do we feel like Kyler Murray's not going to face any of the same struggles that Josh Rosen faced last year, that Sam Bradford faced last year? That team is still bad. And I understand, I know it's this rule of thumb that you get best available. But you got a quarterback that you took lottery last year. What was Rosen? 9, 10, somewhere in there?
Yeah.
A top 10 pick quarterback last year. The O-line ain't the best. The receiving core ain't the best. I'm sorry, but they ain't the best. They running backs can't stay healthy. I don't know. So, yeah, Kyler's a great player, but he is completely getting his ass kicked this year, bro. You hearing it here first. Arizona's still going to be bad, and Kyler Murray going to get his ass kicked.
Listen, and that may be true. But, Spade, when you're a new coach and you didn't draft this guy Rosen, and if you're gonna if my NFL coaching career is gonna be on the line, I want to win or lose with my guy. So if he feels this adamant about Kyler Murray, I feel like you gotta go that way, and then you just gotta bust a trade, make a move, do whatever you gotta do with Rosen. But if your NFL coaching career is on the line, let me ask you. So if you're an NBA coach or NBA coach, NFL coach, and you just got hired, wouldn't you want to lose or win or lose with your guy, even if you, let's say you was handed the keys to an organization and they like, yo, this gonna be, you gotta use this guy. You gotta use this guy. And you be like, well, and then you get fired. Wouldn't you be like, well, they kind of made me use this guy. It wasn't my guy. It wasn't the guy that I necessarily loved. And they wouldn't let me pick the guy or get the guy that I felt would have worked better in your system. Wouldn't you rather win or lose that way? I keep saying lose because we think the Cardinals are still going to be bad.
No, we don't think, dog. Come on.
We know. We know the
no sugarcoat this shit.
Especially in that division too. That's a tough ass division.
They finna get that work, and I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah,
but wouldn't you want to lose with the guy that you pick? Be like in your system. Go ahead.
I give you that. But you know what? You could say Kyler Murray's your guy, but the last time you and Kyler made magic, Kyler wasn't your only guy. Kyler had pieces all around him that was your picks, that was your guy. And you can take Kyler, he's still standing behind a line of guys that ain't your guys, throwing to wide receivers that ain't your guys, handing the ball off to running backs that ain't your guys. So it don't matter. That one guy, and I'm telling you, man, I don't want it to sound like I'm hating on Kyler Murray. But this team is bad, bruh. And I just feel like whether you felt like Rosen was your guy or not, that position didn't need upgrading as much as some other positions. That's all I'm saying. So you're going to ignore some of the other areas that team needs to get better to take something you already got. I feel like it was a reach. And I think that team is still going to be bad.
I honestly feel like we've been talking about the Cardinals too. I mean, we was talking about the Cardinals all last season with the Pat Pete situation. Larry Fitzgerald, when he said he going to sign another 1 year deal, we was like, what is Fitz doing? He don't want to win? Like, we was talking about this team. Even when DJ, we was like, yo, something is up with DJ. They not getting him the ball the way they used to. Like, what is up? So we was talking about this team, and we both said this team is terrible. So you're not getting any argument from me there. I'm just saying, as a new coach coming in, head coach coming in, you wanna at least win or lose with your guy. Now I understand they still need other pieces, but it starts if you don't feel like you have a quarterback, then it's a wash. It's a wash. So he got his quarterback. Now it's his responsibility to put Kyler Murray and the rest of the Arizona Cardinals in the best situations to win. And build up the pieces around him. They still got Fitz. I still feel like they need more outside weapons. They still got DJ. They just paid him maybe a year or two ago, so they still got him. They gotta hopefully they address that offensive line. Hopefully. It's just not too long ago Arizona had one of the most stout defenses in the league. So I think they need a backer, maybe another pass rusher. I think defensively they're gonna be okay.
They never replaced Calais Campbell.
Yeah, they never replaced him. They lost Matthew. They still got Pat Pete. I don't know what the hell they said to Pat Pete to make him stay. I just feel like they do need pieces, but that's why it's the draft. That's why it's free agency. Hopefully he's able to get pieces around him for Kyler to be successful, because you figure it's going to be first pick. You're going to get a 4-year plus 1, so 4 plus 5 years. Kyler going to be all right. If Kyler ain't it, we're going to find out very soon. And Kyler probably, if he realized, like, yo, this shit ain't working out, he may go back to baseball. Dude, that's always an option. So I just think Kingsbury just prefers to win or lose with his guy. That's all I'm saying. You're not getting any argument from me that they're gonna be trash. They're gonna suck. They're gonna suck.
I hate it for Kyler Murray because he's gonna come out and his numbers are gonna look worse than they should. Like he's a better player than his first year numbers are gonna look, and that's all I think about that.
Okay, we can move on.
Let's do it. 49ers, your boys. You kind of a 49er fan.
Who?
You.
I hate the Niners. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that whole thing with the Cowboys. That was like our little rivals in the 90s. It was Cowboys or the Niners. Yeah, you kind of like them. They took Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa projected to go very high. A lot of people had him going to San Francisco. The pick makes sense. The only question mark about it was some comments that he made that, oddly enough, was never brought up on draft night. ESPN, who loved taking the shit in your past and putting it out on draft night, it was never brought up that Nick Bosa had these comments, and he even got He got a social media attaboy and a pat on the back from 45 that told him to keep America great again and stay true to himself and whatever the hell that means. But for what it's worth, if there's no tension in the locker room, if it's no issues, because I really don't feel like even if the fans come out and feel some kind of way about Bosa because of his comments, if he produces on the field, fans are very forgiving when the wins start coming. Yes, they are.
So, we'll touch base on that later.
We sure will. So, ultimately, I think it's a good pick. I like this pick for the 49ers.
I mean, they need a pass. They're another team that needs some pieces, but, they made I think they Niners traded for D Ford, I think, so they trying to get their pass rush up. You add Nick Bosa, you add D Ford. Hey, I like the pick too, but like you said, Spade, ESPN they trash. They never brought up any of these tweets, but they sure showed the young man video that he had in high school, which I even wrote on Twitter, like ESPN is trash for showing that video that the kid was in high school. Then later, after they showed the video, Train Wingle was like, yo, this kid was like a scholar athlete. This kid got like a 3.5 GPA. This kid volunteers around the school and do all these good things. They ain't start off with that. They instantly showed the video was like, this kid got a checkered pass about some high school. But then Booker McFarland came out and he said, how many of us really want the things we did in high school to be the highlight of our life, to just, this kid, biggest moment of his life so far. Mm-hmm. And they throw salt in that and show that video. Or you can mention it. You want to mention it, fine. You want to do your due diligence and mention it and say this was the things that was being said around NFL organizations about this kid. That's cool. You didn't have to show the video. That's trash. That's trash. Spade, I mean, that's how I feel about it. They never mentioned Joey Bosa in these tweets. He had some tweets. Nick
Bosa.
Nick Bosa, I'm sorry. I said Joey. Not Joey. It was Nick. I'm sorry. They never showed Bosa tweets about what he said about Kaepernick or Spade. ESPN was talking Kaepernick even when Kaepernick wasn't even saying nothing. They were still bringing up Kaepernick. Kaepernick was in rotation every damn show for months. But they ain't say nothing about how. Even if you would have been like, this is how Bosa felt about the Kaepernick situation. They ain't say nothing. He talked about the Queen, Beyonce. Just had a lot of things to say about a certain type of person. And tweets didn't sit well with me. But San Fran took him to number 2 nonetheless, and we got to see what type of play he's going to be. Spade at number 3, we're not going to go through the whole draft, y'all. We just picking out some notables. At number 3, the Jets took Quinn Williams, who I thought was one of the most talented big guys in the draft. How do you feel about the Jets taking that guy?
I like it. I mean, you think about the Jets. I mean, it don't matter. They're still going to get their ass kicked by the Dolphins. But you think about the Jets, man. That's kind of been their staple. That's kind of been their staple. They got a very good, they are known to have a really good front seven, and I feel like he's stud defensive tackle, man. He gonna fit in that system well. I like it.
I mean, the Jets are all you can do is give a team credit for what they're attempting to do. We don't know. Hey, football is not played on paper, but on paper, the Jets made some big time signings. Through free agency, they look like they drafting well. It seems like they have a plan because that defensive line is legit. And you just got to give a team credit. You just got to give a team credit for at least attempting to have a plan and get better. And I feel like that's what the Jets are trying to do. Spade, is there anything else in the first round of the draft that stood out to you? I'm pulling up the draft right now. Go ahead.
Yes. As I was still scratching my head about the Raiders taking Cleveland Farrell at number 4, before I could stop scratching my head about that, the Giants came back and took Daniel Jones at 6. And I really want to talk about this pick for a minute, bro, because I'm a Miami fan. I got a chance to see Daniel Jones, of course. Miami played against Duke. I don't think that kid is terrible at all. I don't, however, think he is a franchise take in the top 6 picks of the draft quarterback. Now, I do want to give the Giants scout team and believe it or not, even Gettleman, I want to give them a little bit of respect because last year, I will admit, I felt like they reached on taking Saquon early. And Saquon came out to be way better than I think even they expected. So I feel like when you knock one out the park like they did with Saquon, you get a little bit longer leash. If you come back and you tell me Daniel Jones is the guy, I don't believe you. But if I'm a Giants fan, I walk with you. Now, we tried to get Stacks on the show. Stacks had some stuff going on this week, and we couldn't get him. But I really want to talk to a Giants fan and see where they was at on it, because I don't think this guy is it. But coming off of the year where they bang one out the park with Saquon Barkley, I'm willing to sit back and see if they see something that me and the rest of the entire world don't see in Daniel Jones.
And it's crazy, Spade, because Haskins was sitting right there. And everybody thought, Giants is about to take Haskins, and that didn't happen. Now, Spade, all this is projection. We don't know what any of these guys, we know what they were on the college level, but we don't know what any of these guys are going to be on the pro level. It's all a projection. It's all, just looking at film and assuming this guy works here, this guy not going to work here. I'm not saying Daniel Jones don't deserve to be in the NFL. What I'm saying is he don't deserve to be the 6th pick. He does not deserve to be the 6th pick. Spade,
and LePair, sorry to cut you off, but you know what's crazy? The Giants got the 17 too. He would not have been gone at 17. He would not have been gone at 17.
I don't believe so either. But I know it's this whole David Cutcliffe. I think I'm getting his name right. Cutcliffe. He's the head coach at Duke. I know he has close ties with Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. And worked with some real good quarterbacks. He done worked with some quarterbacks. It's crazy because the thing on Twitter these past couple of days about Daniel Jones, they was like, well, if Haskins played at Duke and had these same numbers that this kid had, he wouldn't have been the 6th pick in the draft. And it's crazy
he wouldn't have been drafted.
Say it again.
He wouldn't have even been drafted, bro. 7th in the conference, 7th in the ACC.
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah. Chris Carter has some words about that too, which I agree with. But if he would have had the same, he wouldn't have been damn sure not drafted 6 overall, because Duke has had a guy that had better numbers than this guy named Thad Lewis that went undrafted. And this dude was 2nd team all ACC, and his stats are better than Daniel Jones. His stats are better. Like, listen, you can say, oh, y'all just caping for the black quarterback. Bro, you can look it up. It's factual shit. You can look it up.
Fact.
Thad Lewis had better stats than Daniel Jones and went undrafted. And was basically a journeyman through the league, was with a lot of teams, a lot of times just on a practice squad, barely making practice squads. And now he's like an offensive assistant in college somewhere right now. So his NFL career didn't last long. And I looked up his NFL stats. Let me be honest, they're not great, but they're not bad. We've seen worse. I don't even have it in front of me. I'm just going off memory. 60% completion percentage, which isn't great, isn't bad. 5 touchdowns, 4 picks. This is just off memory, Spade. And I want to say his quarterback rating was like an 85, which is okay. Dude is out the league. He's out the league. So, listen, they took Daniel Jones, and I always say this around the draft. I'm going to say it again around the NBA draft. I don't want any of these kids to fail. I want them to be able to provide for their family. I want them to all be successful. But that's just not the case in every case. And I'm scratching my head. At the Giants at 6 taking Daniel Jones. If you guys want to say, Haskins isn't the better option, that's fine. But I don't feel at 6 you reach and take a guy that you're not sure about. They said, Gettleman said, Spade, he said that Jones is a franchise quarterback who may sit 3 years. Now,
who may sit for a year?
3 years. He said he may sit 3 years.
So you're trying to say he Aaron Rodgers, basically.
I was just about to say that. So is he trying to say he's Aaron Rodgers? Because, look, Eli's a little longer in the tooth, and we know. I feel like we know what we get from Eli at this stage of his career. I know somebody about to point out and be like, well, Eli is a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. That's a long time removed, man. Let's be honest. So, they said Daniel Jones the guy, Spade, I want to talk about Haskins, Dwayne Haskins going to Washington. How do you feel about that?
I love it. I think it's a much better fit for him. this is your division. I don't care about the Skins or the Giants, but if you consider what the Giants have let go, they don't have Odell. First of all, Saquon is all world. Deuce a stud. He gonna get it done.
He's a beast.
They don't have Odell anymore. They let Olivier Vernon go. They let Landon Collins walk. You walking into that team looked like they're in the middle of a rebuild. You really don't know what direction they going in. Don't know. I don't know what they doing there. I don't know what they doing there. Now, you look at the Skins ain't where they want to be right now. But at least in the backfield, you got a savvy vet and AP that know what's going on. They just reloaded with Landon Collins. You got Norman out there in the secondary. They got some pieces, bro. They got some pieces. And they experienced a little bit of success last year until old boy got hurt. Brain fart. But Alex Smith got hurt. So I don't think neither one of these teams are a situation where you're going to plug right in and it's not going to be a learning curve. But if I'm a young quarterback and these are my two options, I think I prefer Washington. And that's just me being honest.
Especially with the Giants trading Odell and behind that Giants offensive line. Now I know somebody the Giants did trade and they got an offensive lineman from the Browns. They drafted a solid. I want to say solid. I'm gonna say solid. I'm not gonna say good or great. A solid offense. I think his name Will Hernandez last year, who played solid this this past year. They did get the guy from the Patriots that's a little older in the tooth, like he's a little older. But I would, if I'm a young quarterback, I prefer Washington as well. I mean, they got Geis coming back. Didn't they draft Geis?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be they got a solid O-line. I think I prefer Washington as well. Spade. Now let me address the elephant in the room, because I know somebody gonna be like, "Oh, you ain't say about." Listen, Marshawn Lynch retired, and the Oakland Raiders took Josh Jacobs from Alabama. I don't know if you guys know, but the elephant in the room is I hate Alabama backs. I don't think Alabama backs transition well, and I know somebody gonna be like, "What about Mark Ingram? What about?" Listen, Mark Ingram,
Henry. Yep.
Yeah. What about Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry. Before them, he exploded at the end of last season. But before that, Derrick Henry was averaging like 2 yards a rush. Like it was pretty smelly over there. It stunk over there before Derrick Henry exploded for like 200. Like he went on like a tear for like 2 or 3 straight 200 or 300 yard. Like I want to say 200 and something yard games. He went bananas. I'm not a fan of Alabama backs. I think Alabama will get like a good running back in the league. Sean Alexander's another one. Sean Alexander is probably the only one in my opinion. It seemed like even Alabama, Spade, they'll post pictures of like their backs that was drafted. They'll leave out guys like Eddie Lacy and Trent Richardson. They don't even post those guys. They post Mark Ingram.
Eddie had a run where he was all right too. I feel some kind of way about that.
Who, Eddie Lacy?
Yeah, he had a run. He had a couple years
with Green Bay. Yeah, he had like 2 seasons when he was eating. Yeah, but they always leave Eddie Lacy. Yeah,
then he started literally eating.
Yeah, now he's literally.
That's when the problem started.
That's true. You are right. But I got a problem with Bama backs, but I wanted to get your thoughts. We know Beast Mode retired. I think Beast Mode retired because he kind of couldn't. He kind of got tired of John Gruden. You already know Beast Mode is one of those dudes like to do his own. When he on the field, he going to do his thing. And I don't want to even cast aspersion and be like, yo, Beast Mode don't want to practice. I think Beast Mode practice hard. I think he play hard. I don't think he beat for all that other John Gruden shit he do. All that in my face. And I don't think Beast Mode was beat and Beast Mode retired. They drafted Josh Jacobs. You might not feel the same way I feel about Alabama backs. But how do you feel about the Raiders taking him at 24?
I don't love it. I mean, I feel like it's better backs that was available. I mean, I still think, and I'm a little bit biased when I say this, but I still feel like it could possibly be a steal pick out there. Lexington Thomas from UNLV is still floating around out there. Reportedly ran a 4.29 at his pro day. Still floating around out there. So I don't know. I don't love that pick, but I've been looking at all of Gruden's moves, and I don't really love much of anything that he's been doing since he's been there.
The Raiders' first round picks for the people. They took Colin. I hope I'm saying his name right. Cleveland Farrell.
Cleveland
Farrell at 4. Then the Raiders went. Hold on. At 24, they took Josh Jacobs. At 27, they took Jonathan Abram. I kind of like that safety from Mississippi State. I like that dude. But I mean, they had 3 first-round picks, and Spain, I'm gonna be honest, I like the safety, but I'm not in love with any of these guys because at 4, they could have had the linebacker Devin White. They could have had Josh Allen, the edge rusher, who John Gruden just said edge rushers don't grow on trees. They let go Khalil Mack. I mean, they could have had Josh Allen, who is savage off the edge from Kentucky.
And Ed Oliver was still available there too.
Ed Oliver was still available. They could have had Devin Bush, a middle backer from Michigan. I mean, it was some other dudes out there. I felt like, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't even feel like they got. And this may, remain to be seen. I don't even feel like they got the best guy from Clemson. They took Farrell, and I feel like the Dolphins took the better of the two.
I think so too. And I was waiting to get to that. But before we move on past this, a lot of folks was tweeting me like, "Yo, Spade, what you?" And look, y'all know, sometimes I get in the moment and I just tweet rare stuff. But usually, man, I'm gonna try to make y'all wait until we recap the week here on the show.
Word.
But the Dolphins drafted Christian Wilkins, defensive tackle from Clemson, and I gotta admit, I like the kid. I think he got. I ain't even talking about on the football field. I think he got a superstar persona. He got superstar charisma. Now, I don't want to see no twerking splits down in Miami. I need one of the veterans to pull him to the side and talk to him about that. Leave all that twerking split shit in Clemson. But I think he's a good player, and I like the pick. We don't have Robert Quinn anymore. We don't have Ndamukong Suh anymore. I like the pick. I really do.
I just don't. I mean, the Raiders did all this to get 3 picks, Spade, and I just don't. I don't know. Maybe we gotta have Tote back up here to get. I don't know, but 3 picks in the first round, and I don't mind the safety, but the other 2, I'm like, I feel like you could have had better. Now we know the Ravens took Marquise Brown. I think that's AB cousin. Like they related somehow.
Oh, yeah?
I think.
Okay.
Spade. I like it too. You need to. If it seems like you're going with Lamar Jackson, you need to get him some weapons. I feel like the offensive line is solid. They signed Mark Ingram. Hey, it seemed like they're going to get it. I'm gonna tell you, first round, Spade. I love the big uglies. I don't feel like the big uglies get enough love. So it was a ton of defensive and offensive linemen drafted in the first round, Spade. But yeah, it was a lot of them. Last but not least, the last pick of the draft, Spade, then we can move on. The Patriots took Harry, the wide receiver from Arizona State. N'Keal, my bad. I'll be jacking people's name up. N'Keal Harry. They took the wide receiver from Arizona State. Spade, they got another weapon, and we already know that Josh Gordon did sign the tender to stay. We don't know if he's going to play or not, but he did sign the tender. If he do play, he will be playing with the Patriots. But they got another weapon for Tom Brady. Spade, how do you feel about the big wide receiver too? Huge for Tom Brady.
Yeah,
I like the kids, Spade. I like them. I like him. Big target, bro.
I guess.
What? I mean, is that Dolphins hate or that's because you don't know about?
I don't know much about this guy.
Okay.
I don't know much about this guy at Arizona State, so I can't.
I mean, Herm out there coached him up. I feel like this kid took another step forward once Herm got to him, coached him up, and he was a first round pick. Now I like the kid. I can't
remember the last time the Patriots drafted a receiver in the first.
Terry Glenn, I think they said it on the Cavs. It was Terry Glenn.
Okay, so they clearly see something in the guy that they like. So I don't know. I don't know enough. I'm not gonna say what I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that here on this show. We don't know.
Right. We'll tell you. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I want to know if anything stood out with you guys in the first round. Leave it in the comment section. Let's start a conversation there. All the first round picks. Who do you like? Who do you love? If you're a Giant fan, please leave in the comment section. How do you feel about you guys taking Jones, number 6 overall? We can move on, bro.
All right, Dolphin fans, make sure y'all come through. Let me know what you think about our draft pick in the first round. And speaking of Dolphin fans, we got to talk about the fact that the Dolphins switched up. The plan was tank for Tua. They basically came out and said
the plan is still tank for Tua. Go ahead. The plan is still tank for Tua. That's the plan.
I'm not so sure anymore.
Go.
I'm not so sure. So a lot of folks felt like with our number 13 pick that we was going to take Dwayne Haskins. LePage, you asked me on the show last week, Spade, do you feel like you guys take Haskins? And I was like, no, we want to tank for Tua. That's the song
That's
we
a
singing
hashtag
around.
you started too. You started that hashtag, tank for Tua.
Facts. I mean, well, they started the slogan. I just put the shit on Twitter. I can't take credit for that. But the Dolphins ended up getting on the phone, making some calls, and eventually decided that they were in on trying to trade for Josh Rosen and eventually acquired Josh Rosen. Yep. And I hate to admit, I don't even know what we gave up. It was a couple of picks, right, LePage?
Yep, there was some picks.
So,
I'm going to say
folks
second
hit me
round
up.
pick, and
Spade.
I think a 5th round pick next year.
Folks was hitting me up. Spade, what do you think about the Josh Rosen thing? What do you think about the Josh Rosen thing? Finally, I'm going to talk about it. I don't hate it. I wish we had somebody who could archive. I mean, we basically archive our shows because they're up. But I mean, if I needed to refer to something that I said in the past, I wish we had somebody to find that stuff. But when Josh Rosen was coming out of college with Sam Darnold and all those other guys, I think I had Rosen as one of the number one guy, like one of the top 2-3 guys coming out in terms of quarterbacks. The only question I had about Rosen was his stature. He's a small guy. You're going to have to put him on some creatine or some shit. The boy need protein shakes. He need to bulk up a little bit. But I don't hate Rosen. I never have. And I don't feel like he was given a fair shake in Arizona. I don't. So if we got a new coach, clearly he sees something in this guy. I don't hate it, bro. I don't feel like we gave up too much for him. And he's going to have to fight for this job. We got some folks down here. Fitzpatrick going to put that heat on his ass. You're going to have to come out here. Look, I'm not a Fitzpatrick fan, but you know he can get in the pocket. He can go out there and play bad for 3-4 games, and he going to get in that little groove or in that pocket, as I call it. Well, for 4 or 5 games, he going to look like the man. And I like that it is some pressure being put on him. We're not just giving him the keys to the car. We want you to drive this shit, but you're going to have to come down here and work for it. I don't feel like he shied away from it. And a little bit later, we're going to talk about Steve Smith and some of his comments. But before we do all that, LeParis, what do you think about my Dolphins in the trade for Josh Rosen?
Let me start with Fitzpatrick. We know Fitzpatrick's about 290 pounds now. We seen the video.
Stop it.
But Fitzmagic is a real thing. Like, he'll put a string together. We seen it with Tampa Bay this past year. He string together 2-3 games. You'd be like, God damn, 5 touchdowns. But when it's bad, when the magic is gone, it's gone. He'll string together 5 picks. 4 picks. You'd be like, golly. But Fitzpatrick he's a solid career quarterback. Like, he's solid. But as far as Rosen, they still going to tank for Tua. Bruh. They still tanking for Tua. The crazy thing is, Rosen's going to find himself in the same situation he was in next year with the Dolphins. He's going to find himself in the same situation with the Dolphins that he found himself in this year with the Cardinals. Same situation. The Dolphins got a slew of picks next year, too. So, if the Dolphins don't be trash, which they will be, but if they don't be trash,
come on, bro.
If they don't be trash and they don't acquire the first pick in the draft, they're just going to trade up and get the first pick in the draft and draft Tua or whatever quarterback they want. I think, and then they're going to trade Rosen. They might package Rosen to whoever got the first pick again this year, like next year. They might package Rosen with their picks and be like, hey, take Rosen in these picks and let us get the first pick. We want Tua. He won't find himself in the same situation. Spade, I'm going to be honest. I don't even know if Rosen, y'all got Fitzpatrick. I don't even know if Rosen is the starter down there. Do he start? That's what I want to know.
I think at some point. I think coming out of preseason, he might not have that green light. But like we said about Fitz going to come out and perform for a little while, and then he's going to stink it the hell up. And at some point, I think the Dolphin coaching staff is going to say, look, we need something different. And I think Rosen's going to get his shot. I kind of want to go back to something you said. You feel like the Dolphins' plan is still the tank for Tua? I don't, because I don't think we would have gave up assets. Like you said, if nothing else, we had a ton of picks. We still got a ton of picks, but had a ton of picks. We wouldn't have given up assets for a guy that we didn't think could be the guy. Arizona wanted a first for Rosen.
They wanted a first. Nobody was giving them that because they knew Arizona had to bust a move once they took Murray.
Right.
Y'all still got a slew of picks. Y'all gave up a second and a fifth. Let's be honest.
Yep.
I think y'all fleeced them. But I don't even think it's a fleece. I don't think it's a fleece because they had to bust a move to get Rosen up out of there anyway. Because the tension, they was like, oh, Arizona just was on some bullshit. They tweeted earlier. The coach said Rosen is our guy, which was a lie.
Yep.
Then they once they got Murray, they still said, oh, this is just going to help our quarterback room, Rosen and Murray, which was a lie. They knew their intentions the whole time was to get Rosen out of there. So let's stop the bullshit. It took a second and a fifth for him when they wanted a first. Clearly, he had to get the hell up out of there. So I still feel like the Dolphins' plan is Tua. I still feel like that's the plan, Spade. I don't think Rosen changed anything what the Dolphins want to do. But maybe it just helped the fans be like, oh, well, maybe they ain't tanking. I don't think he plays. I don't think he plays this year.
You don't think he plays?
Barring an injury. Maybe if Fitzpatrick get hurt or something, he'll get in. I don't think he plays if Fitzpatrick is healthy. I don't think he gets in.
Well, I kind of want to talk Rosen for a minute because he was on the receiving end of a verbal thrashing because Steve Smith, NFL great, one of my favorite receivers, got the heart of a lion. I can say great things about Steve Smith all day. We know what Steve Smith is. We know what he represents.
Yeah, we know what he represents, Spade. And I want to say this. Actually, one of the guys that I like on TV, Spade, me and you had conversations all the time. We watch NFL Prime Time, and we already know we love. I don't think Chris Berman is still up there anymore, but we love Chris Berman but Spade. They since added Randy Moss and they added Charles Woodson. And me and you talk. Hey, we like this guy. We don't like this guy on TV because something changed. But go ahead, Spade. Steve Smith is one of the guys I actually like on TV. But go ahead, Spade.
Steve Smith goes off on Josh Rosen, and I felt like it. I ain't like it. I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't like it.
It was unfair.
He questioned his heart. He basically said he had no heart. He said he didn't want to fight for the job. He said that the same things that people were saying about him in college, because if you remember in college, they were saying that Josh Rosen was privileged or whatnot.
Yeah, and he
was saying the same things that people were saying about Josh Rosen in college. He is proving that stuff is true. He's bringing it to the NFL. Ain't nobody going to give you nothing. The only thing you can get up here is an ass whooping, and they going to ship your ass out. And, I mean, it just felt like it was something personal, like Josh Rosen hit one of his side chicks or something. It was crazy. Now, I want to come back and do what we do on this show. We keep it 100. We try our best to come out here and spit actual factuals. I quote retweeted the post I saw, and I was like, I like Steve Smith, but I don't agree with this. And folks was tweeting me back like, what did he say that was wrong? What did he say that was wrong? I got you right here. First of all, the only thing Josh Rosen did was unfollow the Cardinals on social media, and I don't know why people be giving a shit about that anyway. I don't know why y'all give a shit about that. I hate when I see, Jordan Woods unfollowed Kylie. Like, so-and-so. I don't give a shit who these people follow, and that means nothing. One of these days, y'all going to realize social media not real anyway. Half the people that you follow, you only follow the people who you feel like clouded, or they got something. Like, if somebody with a blue check mark follow you on Twitter, you follow, but you don't even know who the hell they are or what they do. You only follow them back because you think they somebody. Social media is whack and it's fake anyway. That's first and foremost. Second of all, when Steve Smith was released by the Carolina Panthers, he had a physical playbook from the Carolina Panthers. He went to his new team and gave his head coach the playbook from his old team. So what the fuck are you talking about, Steve? What are you talking about? He shouldn't have acted like this. He shouldn't unfollow the team that basically lied to him to his face and told him you are our guy and then shipped him out. He shouldn't do that. But you okay giving away a playbook? You a bigger... That man giving away a playbook, Steve Smith. Word, bro. That's how you handle being released from a team. You gave away their playbook. Well, who are you? You the last person need to say anything. You can't talk on this. They should have muted your mic when they got to this segment. You shouldn't have shit to say. I feel like, quite the contrary, I believe Josh Rosen handled this shit pretty well. If I'm taking number 10 overall, and at the same time, I want to keep, as you hear me say this, don't think about however old you are now. Like me, I'm an old guy at this point. I'm talking 19, 20, 21-year-old you, all right? If you were drafted number 10 overall, you were told you're the franchise guy. You come in, to a bad situation, fam. Nobody wanted to be the quarterback in Arizona last year. It wasn't no long-ass line of people that wanted to throw the pigskin behind that offensive line last year. You go out there, you get your ass kicked. You playing for a new coach. It's his first year. It's your first year. Y'all trying to learn together. He gets fired. They come to you and tell you the guy. You hearing all the rumors that Kyler's the guy. They go on TV and say Josh Rosen's our guy. And then they draft Kyler Murray with the first pick of the draft. And you say, you know what, man? I don't even want to follow these dudes on social no more. I don't think that's deserving of you to get thrashed like that. I don't think that's deserving at all. I feel like he handled it well. And obviously, the difference is, LePez, if he don't work out in Miami and if he gets traded in Miami and they end up going for Tua, the difference is we ain't never bullshit him. The Dolphins ain't never bullshit him. They told him you can come down here and compete for the job with Ryan Fitzpatrick. And if it goes well, you got the car. If it don't go well, we rocking with Fitzpatrick, and you know we don't think he our quarterback of the future. So if he end up winning that job and you can't take it from him, we don't think you can take it from Tua. If you can't take it from Fitzpatrick, you can't take it from Tua. So he know what he walking into. That's the difference. We just ain't bullshit him like the Cardinals did.
And let me piggyback off what you said, Spade. Because how I feel about Rosen not getting in with the Dolphins ain't got nothing to do on how I feel like he handled this with the Cardinals. I think he handled it perfectly. Like aside from unfollow him, I don't think he actually did anything wrong. Nothing he did in nothing wrong. And the crazy thing is, unfollow him. You know why? Because they lied to me. Now if they keep it up, and this is what these teams do, man. This is what these teams do. They feed you the bullshit. If they would have kept it real, like, yo, we drafting this guy, and it's going to be a quarterback competition, bruh, I put my shoulder pads on that helmet, just like he do, let's get to work, let's work. But they ain't say that. They kept saying, he's the guy. We ain't draft this guy for him to not be the guy. He's the guy. People was asking the Cardinals, what's up with Rosen? Are you guys going to trade Rosen? All speculation around sports media was, they're going to get rid of Rosen. They're going to trade this guy. Like, they're getting Kyler Murray. And listen, if they saying this publicly, who knows what they were saying to him behind the scenes. He got an agent and everything. The agent was probably calling like, hey, what's up? Y'all busting a move? Do I need to be finding trade suitors? What's up? And they probably was still lying to Rosen like, look, you are God. Just like, come on, that's the bullshit these teams do, man. I don't have a problem with anything Rosen did. I think he handled it very well, considering the circumstances. Spade, this has been how long they been saying that Cardinals was going to take Murray? For about 2 months now.
Since the college season ended?
Yeah, since they hired this dude.
Since Kingsbury came in, really.
Since
whenever
Kingsbury got here, that rumor, that junk came out. I don't think he did anything wrong, and I don't know. I don't know what a player is supposed to do, man. It's crazy. Because we in this era, Spade, where the media is like YouTube. You do anything for a headline, a hot take, everything. I even hate the statement hot takes. I hate that because I just feel like people just be doing shit and saying shit just to say it, to get clicks, to go viral, to get their video retweeted. Listen, and people may think we do that, Spade, but for the most part, I mean, and maybe sometime I troll and say some shit about Julio Jones, but people that know me know how I actually feel about Julio Jones. Even when, like, we had that little Kobe Bryant, I don't know if you remember, Spade, that was like that was like the early 50s, like, that was even when we had that little banter about Kobe Bryant. People know how I feel. I don't like Kobe Bryant, but I feel I would be a fool to deny Kobe Bryant greatness. And I feel like people, the media, the sports media, they just do this junk for clickbait. Let me scream and go viral to get clicks. Because, we just seen Stephen A. Smith get a $10 million a year deal, man. Reportedly, allegedly. He got $10 million. So people trying to secure that bag, and I ain't mad at him. And how do you secure that bag? Saying some wild shit. So I just feel like this is the day and age we live in. I don't think this crap is going to stop. And I feel like these guys will continue to do this and go on these rants and say these things, even if they don't believe it. I don't feel like Steve Smith actually believe
It felt passionate, bro. Like, it ain't feel like he was just putting on the act.
I'm telling you, I feel like these guys be doing this shit for TV, man. Remember, it was a saying back in our days, Spade, do it for TV. Do it like you do it for TV. Do it like you do it for TV. They used to say that shit back in our day. I feel like that's what these dudes be doing.
Now, I hope you're right, because if he truly feels like that young man, I'm following. The only thing I know he did, he unfollowed the Cardinals on social. And when he was asked about all the Kyler Murray talk before Kyler was drafted, he said, and I quote, "It's annoying." Yeah, it would be annoying. Who the hell would it not be annoying? It was annoying to me, and I don't even play for the damn Cardinals. It's annoying.
I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem.
I don't see the problem, bro. I don't see the problem. And folks was tweeting me like, no, Steve Smith is right. And then, look, one more thing, and then we can move forward. Steve Smith was saying, you stay in there and you compete with that man for that job. Bruh, you ain't competing with the #1 overall pick in the draft when his coach is the coach. Ask Tyrod. Ask anybody. You ain't competing with the #1 overall pick, especially when his coach is the coach. That's his coach. That's the reason why the talk started. Kingsbury and Kyler Murray got a working together relationship already. You're not competing with that.
Nope.
Just shy of taking a bat and banging this kid on the knees, you ain't competing with that.
Word.
You're not.
I agree.
You're not. You don't draft somebody #1 over fucking all for them to compete for their job. That's not how it goes, bro. That's not how it goes.
Nope. You ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Let's take it. Here we go again. AB back in the news again. But this time it's AB and Ryan Clark and Spade. I don't have all the details in front of me, but Ryan Clark basically told Ryan Clark, because of his comments, when I see you, it is on site. And that raised Spade to ask me the question. Spade, I didn't know. You found out. You did some reading and you found out. But you said AB and Ryan Clark was actually closer friends than I knew. You know, Ryan Clark threw some birthday parties for AB's son. Was it his son?
Yep.
And AB and Ryan Clark been at each other's house. They done had cookouts and all that type of friendly shit. So it raised the question: when a guy that was your former teammate, and you guys are, I'm doing quote fingers over his Spade, friends, should a call be required when he's about to say some shit pertaining to you on national TV when he's in the media? And that got me to, thinking like, damn, Spade, I gotta get your thoughts, because I'm torn. I feel like Ryan Clark has a job to do, and I feel like as long as he's not being disrespectful or anything of that nature, I feel like it's okay. But let me get your thoughts on that. Should a call be required when you guys are as close as you are, and a guy one of you get a job in the media? You can still be a player, and another guy says something about you on TV. Should a call be required before said things are said?
I hate. Look, I got to shout out to one of my homeboys. I got a homeboy named Nate who, he gives me weird wisdom. And I say weird wisdom because it's always, he'll say some shit to you that you'll get like 2 or 3 days later and be like, what the hell is Nate talking about? And then it'll click. But I vent to him one time, this was some years ago, and I was like, yo, man, somebody that I'm cool with, let somebody tweet them. And they had a Twitter conversation with a person who was talking about me. And I was like, man, if somebody tweet me like, yo, man, LeParis is stupid, man. He's a big dummy. I'm going to be like, yo, don't, like, the fuck. Don't bring that to me. Like, I'm not finna let you talk about my homie to me. And, I'm all mad. I'm riled up. I'm ready to go do something stupid. And Nate says to me, like, bruh, like, you are a great friend. But someone who is a friend to you, but not at your level of great friend, it don't mean that they not a real friend. It don't mean that they're a fake friend. They just aren't you. And I think that right now, Antonio Brown is still in the machine called the NFL. He thinks, hey, me and this guy was teammates. We've been to each other's house. We got a relationship. he owes me that call because I would give him that call. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. We don't know, and he don't even know because he ain't ever sat in that chair yet. But I don't think it's safe to say because I would have called you that's law. Because this is how I would have handled it, that's law. So, I mean, I don't really know the details of their relationship. It feels like a call would have been nice. I don't know necessarily that it needs to happen. And we also don't know how much time there is in production. Is Ryan Clark on a live show? Is this something that just happened? You know what I'm saying? Are they just talking and they come up like, yeah, man, Antonio Brown need to do this. And then like, oh, damn, you know, I didn't even know the conversation was going to go that way. It just went that way. I don't know, man. I think it would have been nice to say, yo.
I kind of feel, now I know Ryan Clark is an analyst, and First Take have him up there. ESPN got him on. You know, ESPN, you do the round robin, bro. You work for ESPN, you basically be on all the shows that's affiliated with your said sport. Like, that's what happens at ESPN. So, I don't want to say Ryan Clark wouldn't have been there if it wasn't talk about AB, but I feel like Ryan Clark was there because it was talk about AB. I feel like you get Ryan Clark because he been in the locker room. He's known AB. I feel like you get a Ryan Clark in there and ask him about AB because they're so close. I feel like he has a job to do, and you can't listen. You've been in the league for all these years, man. You can't, and especially if your next route, your next lane, you know, as they say, the lane, your next lane is to be in sports media or be an analyst. Then you got to be objective and you got to be able to say things. That's like I said, you don't have to be disrespectful, but you're gonna say things that rub people the wrong way, that hurt people's feelings, that you know. But that's your job, and I feel like some athletes are a little too sensitive with certain things being said. We've seen it with KD. We've seen it with superstar athletes. They are sensitive about a lot of things that people critique about their game, whether it be, and I'm not just talking about AB, I'm talking about athletes in general.
All
whether
athletes.
It be route running, hands, dropping the ball, people shooting the ball too much, people missing shots, free throws, rebounding. We have seen numerous people just be sensitive about these topics when people are just talking about their game. Like, I don't think, I could be wrong, because like I said, I could be wrong. I don't know AB and Ryan Clark's personal relationship, but I don't think long as Ryan Clark keeps it on the field and isn't talking about, you know, anything personal with Antonio Brown, then I think it's all on the table, Spade. You know Ryan Clark is in it. You know Ryan Clark is in the media. You know he is. You know he's going to have to talk about the Steelers in football and you. I don't feel like as long as it's not personal, I feel like it should be okay. But this brand of athlete, and like I said, maybe these athletes was this sensitive back then, but we didn't have social media. Media was not as big as it is now. Everybody got a sports podcast. Everybody's on TV. Everybody get to talk about sports. Everybody can post a video from their phone and just give their thoughts. And it, you know, as a professional athlete, I gotta assume it gets annoying, and some of that shit probably do hurt. Some of that shit probably do hurt. But I feel like some of that stuff you just gotta take on the chin and just realize he's in the media. We can still be cool, and then you can get a call and be like, "Hey, I ain't like what you said, bro." But all that, before you said that, you should have gave me a call first. We seen that with Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell said, "Hey, you like my music? Let me know. How to trash." And then Keenan Allen said, "It's trash." And then Le'Veon Bell got in his feelings like, "Bro, you ain't have to say that on here. You could have gave me a call if that's how you felt." Well, you asked the question on social media.
Didn't say he hit my line.
Go ahead.
Nah, I'm with you. I said he didn't say he hit my line.
Yeah, like you ain't say, "Yo, if you like it, call me," or if you think it's trash, call me. I just feel like this brand of athlete, like I said, it could have been the case back then too, but the media wasn't as big as it is now. And I just feel like this brand of athlete is extra sensitive about everything. And the crazy thing is, that might have been what got them to be as great as they are. Be sensitive about everything and make them work hard. Whatever motivates them. I don't know what it is. But it just raised the whole question. Should these analysts call people before they say things about people that they're close with in sports? And I don't know, man. It's a catch-22. It's like if one
I
of
can
us...
kind of feel it to a certain extent. I don't think it should be a rule. I don't think it should be a rule, but I'd be lying if I said, like, it would be nice. You know what I'm saying? It would be nice.
But Spade, you can't. It's just not enough time in the day to just, hey, we about to talk about you. Hey, we about to talk about you again. Hey, is it all right if I say that?
That's true.
You can't do your job, man.
That's true.
How many people? Then they ask the question, how many people are you calling? AB and Ryan Clark aren't the only people that's good friends.
That's true, too. You
How
can't
many
talk
people
about
are you
no damn
calling?
body. Yeah.
I don't feel like you
That's
can
a
do
very
your
good point.
job well if you got to call everybody and be like, hey, AB, we about to talk. Hey, Le'Veon Bell. Hey, we about Big Ben. Hey, Mike Tomlin. I don't feel like you can do your job. I don't.
Just in case somebody don't even know what it started, let me catch them up to date. So, Ryan Clark said that the Steelers couldn't afford to keep Antonio Brown on the roster for team chemistry issues, and Antonio Brown came back and called Ryan Clark Uncle Tom, which to me,
Tom.
you are it. Like, now the gloves are off because what Ryan Clark said was that's an analysis, that's an assessment that he made. Okay,
and
I feel like after
job.
this,
like I said, it wasn't. He
exactly.
didn't say.
I don't feel like he out of bounds with that at all.
Let me get a T, Spade, because he didn't say. He said for chemistry issues, like we already seen the back and forth AB was having with the Steelers, whether it be via him and Big Ben, him and Mike Tomlin, him and the ownership. We seen that. Ain't like he was like AB is this locker room cancer. He ain't say none of that shit. He could and he could have went into detail and been like AB was wrong. He handled this shit terribly. Like he could have went into more details, but he didn't. He said Steelers couldn't keep him for chemistry issues, which is fair. Go ahead, Spade.
Very fair and inbounds. So after AB calls him my Uncle Tom, Ryan Clark responds to the post, doubles down, and said that AB had blatantly disrespected his coach and his teammates. We thought it died down right there. Right. But on Twitter, somebody got at Ryan Clark, and I don't know if they were saying, like, look, you a homer. You never say anything bad about the Steelers. I don't really know what that tweet was. But Ryan Clark replied with, ha, ha, ha. So you missed the whole Antonio Brown thing, huh? You were one of those folks. What am I lying for? By the way, my opinion isn't about true or false. It's my opinion. Mm-hmm. Antonio Brown, quote, retweets this and say, bro, stop mentioning my name. I know you get clouded, but keep the same analysis energy next time we meet. It's on site. I ain't going to spare you. Ryan Clark, quote, retweets and says, was never looking to be spared, and you know that. I look forward to it. I ain't hard to find. Shoot, you got a jet. Like, hey, you could fly here now. You know what's up. Then Antonio Brown did something else that I ain't like, bro. He comes back and said, that was Tony talking, not AB. Gotta learn to separate the two. Been sparing that boy. I really love his son, Jordan, so out of respect, it's cool. I just hate to see a guy I really know sell out for the hype. This guy used to watch my son at his house. My success ruins relationships. Somebody else come back and say, so you copping please now, AB? You got mixed personalities too? He say, I'm blessed. I don't understand what this means, but I'm reading it like he typed it. I'm blessed family abundantly. Blessed. That was 305 Tony. Me, I'm AB, the best wide receiver in the world, greatest of all time. I got to remind myself. And he come back and say, somebody else said, so pull up on him. Since you bout that rah-rah, stop thunderbolt typing. And he said, kids, perfect example, never let anyone provoke you. This man typing killing me. Kids, perfect example, never let anyone provoke you, negative, positive only. You get one life, only do... What the hell is this man saying? You get one life, only do great things because you never know how much time you got. Cherish your vision and what you want in your life. So basically, Antonio Brown is saying 305 Tony, because we know Antonio Brown's from Miami.
Yep.
305 Tony is a different personality. Now, I'm Antonio Brown. Now, Coinky Dinkley, we both tweet from the same fucking Twitter account, but you're supposed to know which one of my personalities got the phone in their hand at that time. And after saying, when I see you, it's on site, then he flips the script and say, see, kids, perfect example. Never let anyone provoke you to negativity. You the one provoking the negativity. And I like Ryan Clark said, he said that wasn't him. That was 305 Tony. That means nothing to me because to me, they the same person. they the same person. And I just think it's whack, man. Antonio Brown, man, I'm losing so much respect for that dude, man. And I don't like that because he's a hell of an athlete.
I'm going to ask you right on this show right now, Spade. Can we please not talk about Antonio Brown ever again on this show?
Put him in the bucket. Put him over there with Johnny Manziel.
The field, please.
Put him in the bucket, bro. He's in the Johnny Manziel bucket.
Thank you. Because
this
shit is just not you. And Spade, I don't feel like anything Ryan Clark said or did was for some damn clout. Like, Ryan Clark don't need no clout. He been on TV for like 3-4 years. He got a contract with ESPN. He's straight. He been doing this. He was doing this shit when he was in the league. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I will say this. Ryan Clark said it when he was still in the league. Him and Stephen A. Smith had a back and forth that led to Stephen A. Smith calling his phone. And he said Stephen A. Smith let him understand that it's two African-American men, both trying to do their job. Ryan Clark trying to be the best football player he can be. Stephen A. Smith trying to be the best TV analyst he can be. That they didn't need to be going at each other like that. And he said that was an eye-opening experience for him, and it helped him see the light. So maybe, and he sounded remorseful. He said he hate that he responded like he did. And maybe if he'd have just given AB a call and said, hey, man, look, it was nothing personal. I got a job to do. And, I'm just trying to be the best I can be. Maybe if he had that same talk with AB that Stephen A. had with him, maybe it would have went somewhere different. But then again, he could have called that number, and instead of getting Antonio Brown, he could have got 305 Tony, who be with the bullshit, obviously, and he still wouldn't have got nowhere. So who knows? They in the bucket. Put them both in the bucket. Put Tony in there, too.
Implied already. He got a job. This man working. Like I said, I don't feel nothing he said was disrespectful. Still got to get rid of AB. Steelers got to get rid of AB because chemistry. Like, I don't feel like, come on, man. That shit should be implied. Like, you got to understand, like, oh, shit, he got a job to do. If I call Spade...
I'm trying to be fair, though, bro. If somebody been at your house...
I get it. I get it.
That should have stung. That should have hit different, bro.
I get it, bro.
And I don't think Ryan Clark is wrong, but that should have hit different. I just feel like it's easy for me to sit here and remain calm, and...
I get it, bro. I get it.
I know.
So then instead of going to Twitter, why don't you hit him on the phone and be like, hey, like, come on, yo.
305 Tony ain't really about that smoke.
Come on, man. I don't know what you're supposed to do as an analyst that are Spade. If we ever make it, I don't even want to be friends with Shaq. That's the only guy I want to be friends with. Like, that's a professional athlete.
You don't want to be friends with Chuck? That's my boy.
Will?
Chuck, Charles Barkley.
Oh yeah, Charles Barkley too. But I mean, they since gone. But I mean, as far as dudes in the league, I wouldn't be buddy because if I wouldn't be able to come on this show and say the shit I say and gotta call everybody, that shit would become annoying. And be like, yo,
that's different though, because our past ain't they past. If you came from the league, if you just started talking about some of your high school or collegiate teammates that you had a relationship with, yeah, that should have sting a little bit, bro. Okay. I'm not saying AB right. He not. I'm just saying I could understand that shit.
When do the calls stop? How many people do you call?
Oh no, you're right.
I'm pretty sure people been in each other house and they consider. I mean, shit. This don't only happen with Ryan Clark. This shit has happened with Shannon Sharp. I seen Shannon Sharp, like people getting at Shannon Sharp. KD called Shannon Sharp ignorant, and Shannon Sharp was like, if I see KD, we're going to have a conversation about it. And whatever KD want to do, we can do. But he said, I will not allow anybody to call me ignorant. That's what Shannon Sharp said on TV. And like I said, Shannon Sharp didn't say anything disrespectful. He didn't call KD a snake or anything like that. Like he didn't call him anything disrespectful. And I just feel like these dudes, how many calls do you have to make? How many?
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
That's all I'm asking. Because eventually, right. AB time is going to be up, and maybe he don't want to be an analyst. But if he do, he's going to have to talk about people he know in the league. Is he going to make them calls? No, because it's impossible to call everybody. They're on TV hours upon hours. We see how much Stephen A. Smith. Sometimes Stephen A. Smith say, hey, I told AI, him and AI got that type of relationship though. They tight as hell. He said, I called Allen Iverson and said, hey, I'm about to say some shit. And I get it. But how many calls do you have to make? That's all I'm saying, Spade. We can move on.
Yeah. It's one of those things that people don't really. It's tough to see the other side until you own it for some folks. You know, people be turning a blind eye to police brutality until they cousin get that ass beat. Then all of a sudden, now they passionate about it. Anyway, let's move forward, man. Let's talk about the NBA playoffs. And man, let me tell you, this has been a good first round, man. So we're gonna recap the first round, although there is still one remaining game.
It's been some blowouts, Spade.
It's been entertaining. I'm not gonna let you talk down on the association, the greatest professional league in professional sports.
Christ, he putting
the association.
10, y'all. Go ahead.
Nah, son. Word to my mother, B. The NBA is great. Listen, man. We saw a lot. We saw some beefs. Some I don't know if I want to call them beefs, but some rivalries. We saw Russell Westbrook versus Dame Lillard. That was great for TV.
It was.
We saw Jared Dudley versus Ben Simmons. That was great for TV. We saw Steve Kerr versus Draymond Green. Not so great for TV. They working for the same damn organization. The first round for me, LaParis, I'm gonna jump out there and say the series for me that was, I don't want to say it was an eye opener because we expected some scrappiness. I'm gonna talk about this Golden State LA Clipper series. Okay. I damn near expected that to be a sweep. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only reason why, and I said on the show that I don't think made it out, the only reason why I gave the Clippers one game is because I thought Pat Bev was just gonna be a pest and just getting people ahead, and he did that. But then they messed around and won a second one behind Lou Will and just look, man, this last game that Golden State closed that series out, they was guarding Lou Will like he was Jordan. They was double teaming Lou Will. They was forcing the ball out of Lou Williams' hands. This is a 6-man. Lou Will is a great player. And I believe it or not, bro, I want to give Doc Rivers some credit. Now, he still is struggling to experience playoff success. That's going to be since he's left Boston. Let me say that. But since he's left Boston, that's kind of been his story. But without Blake, without Chris Paul, and without DeAndre Jordan, I ain't expect this team to see a damn postseason. And not only did they see it, they fought. I got nothing but respect for Doc and his squad, bro.
Me too.
That is, to me, that's one of the stories of the first round. Of course, there's some more, but I'm going to lob it to you. I know you got some stories that you want to talk about.
I'm going to go there. Westbrook in Oklahoma City Thunder versus Damian Lillard in the Trailblazers. First of all, let me say this about the Clippers real quick. Montrezl Harrell is a beast. He's going to make a lot of money if he don't do anything stupid. Now, we know Montrezl, when he was like in the D-League, like, I think he pushed the ref. I had a fight or some shit. Like, he was in the... But he's a beast. If he don't do anything stupid, Montrezl Harrell would be a very rich man. Another thing with that series, I heard Van Gundy say on TV, him and Mark Jackson be teamed up. He said, if I'm a young player, I go sit right next to Lou Williams and just pick his brain. Mark Jackson said it won't work. Lou Williams is special. People are not going to be able to do what Lou Williams is able to do. And that shit, Spade, he is the living microwave. When in the game they got that badge microwave, like you get hot and it's flame on. That's Lou Williams. When Lou Williams, it's just crazy that Lou Williams can come off the bench cold and just get in the game and give you 38. Like you be like, damn, Lou got 38 off the bench. But him and Montrezl Harrell, they had like 60 something points off the bench. Listen, Montrezl is gonna make a lot of money. Lou Williams, we already know how we feel about Lou. He was on one of our squads. We love Lou. But let's get to the meat and potatoes. Damian Lillard and the Blazers versus Russell Westbrook and the Thunder. Spade, I'm gonna say this.
Talk it.
Damian Lillard played amazing. He played amazing. Let me say this, because people was tweeting me, which was a lie, but people was tweeting me and was like, you wasn't tweeting during the game. I was tweeting during every single game. I tweet during every single game that these boys played. It's been the best series in the playoffs. It's been the best. Next would be the Warriors in the Clippers. But that Portland and Thunder series was the best series. I love Westbrook and Dame going, which is how it should be. Me and you talk about it. We don't like all that buddy shit. We want people to go at each other's neck. And I like it. And Damian Lillard delivered. And Spade, I literally tweeted the last game when Damian Lillard scored 50 points in that game, I think they was down one. First of all, Paul George missed free throws. But they was down one. I said, Lillard gonna pull this. When he was just standing there dribbling, I said, he about to pull this shit. And I knew it. Damian Lillard played phenomenal. Let me say this. Because people act like I said Damian Lillard is trash. Which please pull the clip. I have never, ever said, I don't throw that word trash. When I say somebody is trash, I mean that shit. I don't like Damian Lillard. That don't mean I don't know Damian Lillard is a great player. I don't like Kobe Bryant.
You don't like him?
I don't like Lillard. I don't like him. I don't like Kobe Bryant. But that don't mean that they not great players.
You got a reason to not like Kobe.
But
go ahead. Just wonder.
Well, I never said, people were saying, oh, I thought you said Lillard was trash. Never said that. I pulled a clip why I called Lillard trash. Never said that. But anyway, Damian Lillard played phenomenal, but people was acting like Damian Lillard was just out there by himself. CJ McCollum didn't exist them first couple games. Now this last game, CJ McCollum got in some foul trouble. The refs been trash all season. Not just people like, oh, the refs been trash in the playoffs. Say it again.
The stripes been tripping.
Yeah, all season though. Even NFL and like it's like they got together in the union and was like, yo, we just gonna trip all year in both sports because they've been tripping all year in both sports. But people is like Lillard out there by himself. CJ McCollum had some good ass games this series.
He didn't play super terrible in that last game. He was a little under 50%, but he got in some threes in that game. He
got in some foul trouble early, which I kind of felt like got him out of the rhythm of the game. He basically sat damn near the whole first half. He was out the game basically the whole first half. But Lillard threw the backpack on as a great player, as a team leader should, and he led them to victory, which is fine. Let me get on Westbrook now. Y'all know I love Westbrook. I love me some Westbrook. So I told Spade this off camera. I said, man, I like Westbrook and I love the way he play. I love that he play 100 miles a minute. He's giving you all this effort and he plays so hard. I love that. But Westbrook gotta learn, which he may never learn. Like Westbrook been in the league how long, Spade? Dumb long.
Too long to be learning new tricks.
Yeah, you're right. He may never learn it. So what it is what it is probably by now. But I wish he would. Let me say that. I wish he would learn to slow down the pace sometimes. Because sometimes Westbrook just play so fast that it hurts his team. Now, Westbrook had probably 2 or 3 possessions in a row in that last game. I mean, you could pick mad possessions in his shooting percentage and all that crap during the whole series. But that's Westbrook. That's how he play. But he had 2 or 3 possessions where I was like, what is Russ doing? He went to the cup, did like 2-3 layups, shot the ball all crazy. Blazers in transition. What did Russ do? Get in the ref face looking for a foul. What did the Blazers do on both of those damn possessions? Come down and bang a 3. I'm like, God damn, Russ, get back on defense. Like, that's why you got to coach. Let the coach argue this shit. Get back on defense because you not getting back on defense. Got a 4-on-5 break, and it led to an open 3 that just hurt. It just kills your team. And that shit, listen, I know it's not supposed to. They professional players. Basketball is a game of runs, and they professional players. But that shit just deflates your team. And you can see it. And because Westbrook personality is so strong, I don't know if anybody on that team, including the coach, is going to say anything to Westbrook to be like, Russ, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Number 1.
Say it again, Spade.
That's problem number 1.
Yeah, like nobody's going to say, Russ, what are you doing? Get back on defense. You are hurting us. That just happened 2 or 3 possessions in that last game. And I was like, this shit is over. It is over. Blazers played well. People is crowning Damian Lillard the best point guard in the league. I want to say relax. Relax. Damian Lillard is an elite point guard. Best point guard in the league? Relax. It's only round 1. That's what I want to see. It's only round 1. Relax. Go, Spade.
Yeah, I definitely want to put some of the blame on Russ. I love the series. It's crazy. That was a 4-1 series.
I still
think it was the best.
It was.
What you say?
I said I wanted it to go 7, but it was definitely the best series.
It was the best, and you wouldn't think if somebody told you a series went 4-1, you would think like, oh, it probably was like sweeps. Right. But they were very competitive games, all of them. Even the last game, Dame Lillard went off, scored half a hundo, made this crazy deep ass three with Paul George reaching out with his 7-3 frame, and banged the shot. It was a big shot. It was a clutch shot. I got it as like top 3 of big shots, big playoff shots that I've personally seen. I can't speak for some shit I didn't see. But for what I saw, it's like top 3. Top 5, top 3. Easy. What I do want to talk about is this. Other people have made me kind of fall back on Russ. If you guys remember, those of you that's loyal listeners, followers, supporters of the show, you remember this. The year that Russ won MVP, I was very upset because I'm a Harden fan. And I felt like Russ was kind of tricking people. And I felt like some of his stats was a little forced, a little fake, if you want to call it that.
You've been on that wave from the start, calling it triple.
But I'm going to tell you what happened, though. I'm going to tell you what happened. At first, when I was saying that, nobody was believing me, and they were saying I was hating, and Russ was amazing, and we'd never seen this shit ever before. We might not ever see it again, and this was an amazing moment. And then, I don't know what happened, but Russ came back and basically did the same shit the next year, and the whole world was like, boo, this man only playing for stats. And they not only took my stance, but they advanced on it, and now I have switched roles, and I'm almost the Russell Westbrook protector. Like, yo, relax. Folks be like, man, this dude not good. He's not a good point guard. He only care about stats.
Calling him trash. Saying
calling him trash. And I'm like, shit. I never wanted this. I wanted my dude Harden to win the MVP. I truly and honestly believe even today that Harden should have won MVP, but I did not and I do not want this Russell Westbrook slander campaign that happens every single time OKC loses a game. OKC can lose a game, Paul George won't be able to throw a rock in the damn ocean, and social media will slander the shit out Westbrook for the entire game. I follow somebody that's from Oklahoma. I don't know if he's from Oklahoma City, but he's from Oklahoma. And I saw him tweet after one of their losses. He was like, we got to get rid of Westbrook. He won't pass to Paul George. I was like, are you watching the TV? Because I'm watching and I'm thinking I feel sorry for everybody else in a Thunder uniform because Russ ain't really wanting to get a ball to nobody but PG. PG led the team in scoring. PG was right there in shot takes. He was right there in shot takes. He was taking as many shots as Westbrook. And if Westbrook edged him out, it'd be like 2 or 3 shots. It ain't like Russ taking 30 shots, PG taking 15. Trust me, it ain't that.
Let me interrupt you real quick, Spade, because I don't know if I said it on the show. Or keep your train of thought, though. I don't know if I said it to you on the show or I said it to you, like, on the phone, like, personally. But I was like, yo, they got to get Steven Adams some touches. Like, Steven Adams got cancer on him. You got to get Steven Adams the ball. And
Absolutely.
They didn't.
Absolutely.
They didn't. And I mean, you can't. To piggyback off your point, Paul George had some games when he was like 3 of 16 and 5 of 25, and I mean, like, golly. And I'm not hating on Paul George. To me, this was Paul George's best. He had a career year, and arguably
he did.
Yeah,
career highs in several statistical categories.
I don't want to say Paul, blame anything on Paul George. Paul George played phenomenally. He had a shoulder injury, and I think that kind of hurt the Thunder. But go ahead, Spade.
Yeah, first of all, this man gonna tell a guy with ADHD keep your train of thought. I've been trying to do that shit my whole life. I can't keep my train of thought, but I think I got this one. The funny thing here is I put 50% of the blame on Russell Westbrook, and I put 50% of the blame on either Billy Donovan or the GM over there in Oklahoma City. LaParis, you probably remember I said here on this show, the most dangerous thing that the Thunder did was after KD left, they basically started a slurp fest to make sure they kept Russell Westbrook happy. And during that slurp fest, they gave him the green light to do whatever the hell he wants to do. And you can't reel that back in. The only thing you can do now is get another coach in there. Billy Donovan gotta go. You gotta get another coach in there.
Get Billy Donovan out of there.
He gotta go.
I've been calling for it.
He's got to go. I'm gonna tell you something else. This is coaching. I don't care what nobody say. This is coaching. Portland got a shooting backcourt, man. Y'all know I'm high on C.J. McCollum. I had him on my top 5 shooting guards list last season. I didn't have him on there this season, but he'll probably be back for the next one. But I'm really high on C.J. McCollum. I go back and forth sometime where I'm not sure if I prefer him over Bradley Beal or Bradley Beal over him, but I think both of those guys are really good tools. And we're in an era where the shooting guard position is kind of down. I grew up in the Jordan, Clyde, Drexler. I mean, shooting guard used to be the damn position that you wanted to be. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a 2. It ain't really like that now. So a handful of 2s is nice. You can say, 4 or 5 2s is nice. If you start trying to organize shooting guards, by the time you get to 6 or 7, shit gonna get real difficult. Trust me. I do it once a year when we try to organize this shit. When I look over here, man, I'm like, okay, Portland got a shooting team. You can't beat Portland playing Portland's ball. You got to have a game plan. In one of their losses, Portland took 35 threes. Tell me why OKC took 40. Who the hell on y'all roster shooting like that? The one game, Paul George was 2 of 15 from 3. I said, man, what the hell is going on? Somebody had the audacity, they had the cojones to tweet me and say, bruh, Paul George just shot that bad because his shoulder hurt. Dog, I don't give a shit if Paul George's shoulder is 100%. He don't need to take 15 threes. That's not Paul George's game, bruh. That's not his game. Westbrook taking all them threes. That's not your game. I'm not saying they can't shoot threes. What made Westbrook phenomenal is that he can bully people. That rocking the baby to sleep shit, you don't do that after making a 3. You don't make a 3 and rock the baby to sleep. Russ at 6'3" has a very good back to the basket game. Now, he ain't got a expansive move set where he just doing fadeaway. He ain't got all that. He would take a PG, put his back on him, bang him, and just turn around and throw some shit up, and it goes. What makes PG special is his length. He can pull up. He's really athletic. Folks don't really give Paul George his credit for being athletic. He's really athletic. Go look up the 360 windmill dunk that he did in game when he was in Indiana. You letting the defense off the hook just launching all these threes. That's what a coach is supposed to say. A coach is supposed to say, team, why are we taking more threes than Portland? Why are we taking more threes than Portland? I feel like you got to get Billy Donovan out of there, bro, because I think if Billy want to say, hey, Russ, you can't do that, Russ going to be like, who the fuck you talking to? You can't talk to me. I'm Russell Westbrook. So cool. He got to go. That don't even mean that Billy Donovan a bad coach. But at this point, he's got to go. It is absolutely no reason for OKC to bring Billy Donovan back again because I don't think he can coach Russell Westbrook. And if Russell is the face of your franchise, he's the face of the team, he is the guy, you got to get somebody who can talk to him. And that don't mean it ain't got to be nobody who be like, hey, throwing chairs. It ain't got to be Bobby Knight. It's got to be somebody, an ex-player, somebody who has the respect of Russell Westbrook who can say, bro, get time out. Yo, what are you doing? Snap your head into the game. They got Kanter out there. Kanter can't guard a construction cone. Why does Steven Adams have 5 shot attempts? This is what you need to do. You penetrate. Nobody can stay in front of you. You penetrate. Dump that shit over to Steven Adams. Not because we just try and get a dime. We're going to do that a couple times. If that don't work, we're going to back it out. Let Steven Adams put his back on Kanter. Throw that ball in. Call some plays. I don't even know if they run plays. Look, Paris, I'm watching the game. I don't see them running no plays. I don't see no plays, bro.
And
ISO ball and settling for threes.
You said.
I don't like it, bro.
You said it was probably a few weeks ago. I mean, I know we skipped some weeks, but if you go back to like 2 or 3 of our previous shows, he said it in one of these shows. Spade, nobody, including the Thunder, which is because they jacking threes like they Duke or some shit, like they're a 3-point shooting team. Yeah, like they nice. But Spade, nobody in the league, the Thunder. Nobody in the league is pulling middies no more. What was when Westbrook would just haul ass, put and just instantly stop, pull up at the free throw line. I wish I had the advanced.
That was his game.
I wish I had the advanced stats in front of me because I'm telling you, I bet you Westbrook majority of his shots missed was 3-point jump shots and wow layups when he was looking for the foul. Paul George, I bet you his shot chart was looking trash too. Paul George, another one. Was not out there pulling middies, Spain. Like, nobody. And you know what? They said it on the telecast. TNT do a great job. Shaq, Ernie, and them, and Charles and Kenny. They do a great job. But, Kenny go to the board and break that shit down and was like, listen, The Thunder are out here pulling threes, and they're shooting themselves out the game. And that was the case. I wish you can look at their shot chart, because Paul George shot chart, I guarantee you, they was taking more threes than middies. When Westbrook would like dribble, and then just instantly stop at the free throw line and just pull up. And that shit was cash.
Yeah, that used to be his game.
The league has turned to this three. It is a three. Shaq said it. Shaq said it's a 3-point shooting league. It used to be a dunk league. People wanted to dunk. Now that's not the case. Everybody want to shoot threes now. Everybody, and you seen it in this series, man. I'm still a Westbrook fan. I don't think Westbrook sucked. I never said Damian Lillard sucked. I just feel like I agree with you, Spade. That shooting, boy, they got to do something. And I don't know if Billy Donovan can do it. I don't know if he can do it.
I don't either. I do want to address Russell Westbrook. This is the one thing I'm going to defend him on. He was in an interview and they was asking him, like, what can he do to personally get better? And folks had a problem with his reply. He had a very confident reply where he was like, I know that nobody else in this league can do what I can do. And I know you, people of the media, other folks, fans, they always going to find something to nitpick on. It used to be people used to come out here and say that I don't pass. And now I've led the league in assists for something like 3 years in a row. Now it's that I can't shoot. And I'm going to work on my shooting in the offseason. I'm going to shoot better. And then y'all probably going to say my left foot bigger than my right or something like that. He says, I don't care what nobody say. I know I'm a good player. I know what I bring to the game. And folks had a problem with that. And I think it'd be folks who don't play sports or didn't play sports. But your confidence has to be supreme. And I don't know that you will see a player play at the level of Russell Westbrook, whether he's having a good game or not. And we can all admit he didn't have the best series against Portland. But I can't see him saying, but there's a lot I need to work on. I'm not very good. No, he's not going to say that. Because he know them shots. I'm going to tell you something too, man. And then I don't want to be too long-winded on this one game because a few others we want to talk about. But people forget, man. Sometimes the shots just don't fall. Sometimes you take shots that you like. I like this shot. It just didn't fall for me today. Sometimes they don't fall. Sometimes they do. Now, I feel like Russ settled for too many threes. I feel like the entire team settled for too many threes. But Paul George was phenomenal in that last game that they lost. And that was a tie game before Dame Lillard made that big shot. So it's not like they were getting beat by 20, 30. They was in these games. It's just if a couple of those shots fall for them, we having a completely different conversation today. I got no problem with Westbrook saying he's one of the best. I don't have a problem with him saying he know nobody else in the league can do what he do. I got no problem with that. Even if I disagree with it, I got no problem with him saying that or feeling that way. None whatsoever.
Not dumb. He know. Just like after that game, I think it was game 2. After game 2, they asked him, Westbrook, like, you about to go home? He said, this loss is on me. I gotta be better. He know. Like, I don't know. I don't get this. Spade, I want to move on if you're ready. I want to just...
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to just take... Nah, that's good shit right there. I like that. I want to talk about the Houston Jazz series real quick. We know Houston moved on. We don't got to take a lot of time. I just got to ask you. Are you worried any about the last 2 games how Harden shot? Like, people was on Harden pretty hard about how he was shooting. I think he started like 0-15 for one game, and then the very next game, if I'm not mistaken, I think he went 1 of 12 or 1 of 13. But is there any concerns about the way Harden is shooting right now?
Yeah, actually, it is some because, like you said, he started that series off playing phenomenal, and I came out and said, look, James Harden about to shut down all this postseason James Harden mess. He's going to come out and play. And it did start to look like there toward the end, he did what he does, which is run out of gas. I think people defended him differently in the postseason. And you saw Utah doing some wild shit, man. Like standing behind them.
They were standing behind him.
And I said on the last show. Yeah, man. I said on the last show. Until you face a team that is just, the entire focus is getting you off of your spot, taking the things away from you that you like, man, I don't even want to say the average person. I want to say, man, 85, 90% of the players in the league don't even know what that's like. Don't face that. That's insane, bro. It's tough. And the good news is they finished that series up 4-1. They had a little bit of time to rest. I think they're already in San Francisco, wherever the hell the Warriors play, and hopefully that rest is good for them. But yeah, I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit concerned with the way that series ended.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know, champ. That's all I want to know. We moving on. Let's go Denver Spurs. Spade, I think we both said it was going to go 7. I know I said it was going to go. Yeah, 7 game series.
We did, but I had the Spurs winning though.
It's a 3-3 tie. Game 7 is tonight. Spurs, Denver, in Denver. Spade. Here we go. Talk about that series. Who you had winning?
I mean, I got the Spurs, man. I feel like, you know, in a game like this, I give the edge to a coach who's been there, done that. He's got his team war ready. I think they're going to find a way to get it done. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but I think they're going to find a way to get it done.
I said Spurs in 7, and I think we get a big game tonight from DeRozan. I do. I'm going to tell you what. Sometimes Jokic my homie, don't be on that aggressive shit. You know, he'll pass, he'll rebound, and you look at his box score, it'd be like Jokic with 9 points. I know it's Jokic, y'all. Relax. It'd be like, yo, he got 9 or 11 points.
But they call him the Joker, though.
You know, he got 9 or 11 points. But these past 2 games, bruh, he's been aggressive as hell. I think he had 40-something points the last game, and they lost. But he's been aggressive as hell scoring-wise. And, you know, they got to defend the big fella, man. Like, L.A., I'm looking at you. Jacket Portal, who they just traded. If I was them, I would have asked for Siakam, not Portal, because Siakam that dude.
And they wouldn't have got him.
For Kawhi, they would have had to give him, or they wouldn't have had Kawhi.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right.
They would have gave up Siakam and who they got back? DeRozan. Yeah, they'd have gave that up for Kawhi. But that's what I would have asked for. But listen, they got to defend the big fella if they expect to win this game. If Joker give him a big game, if the Joker give him a big game, and DeRozan in LA or DeRozan or LA is off, Spurs lose. But I still got Spurs winning in 7. It's gonna be a good one tonight, though. It's going to be a tough one. I don't expect a blowout. I don't.
Yeah, none of these games really have been blowouts. I don't expect to be a blowout either. The last series I want to talk about, bro, and then I'm good to move on to round 2 if you're good with that. I want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets, Philadelphia 76ers series. I saw a lot of things in that series. I saw a lot that I like. I saw a lot from Brooklyn. That's a young team with Jared Dudley. But, I mean, it's a young team, and they was out there fighting, man. I saw some good from Philadelphia. Saw some bad from Philadelphia. I saw good and bad from Brooklyn. Now, early on, I said that the reason why I don't have Philadelphia going very far is because I truly believe that the non-shooting or the afraid to shoot or the lack of shooting or whatever the hell fancy name you got for it with Ben Simmons is going to hurt that team at some point. And I think it did good for Jared Dudley to get in his head. Everybody was like, oh, Ben Simmons went crazy. And Jared Dudley came back and hit him with that fact check and said, he still didn't make a jump shot. Still scored out on points in the paint. And I'm like, everybody was so pissed off with Jared Dudley. And if anybody didn't hear the statement, he said that Ben Simmons is a great player in transition, but he's an average player in a half-court set. And everybody got really pissed off. And Ben Simmons came back the next game. I think he scored something like 27, 29 points. And folks was like, boom, in your face, Jared Dudley. And I was sitting around like, I hate to be that guy, but an average NBA player can randomly go off for 30. We've seen it before. They can randomly go off for more than 30. So I didn't see anything in that game that just blew off Jared Dudley's comments made him false. I didn't see anything that made him false. That series right there was a very entertaining series for me to watch. And I'm telling you, man, I never thought I'd be saying this, but Brooklyn got something, man. They ain't there yet. But if they let this young team continue to grow and gel, I like that team.
It's crazy,
I like
because D'Angelo Russell's a free agent, and they asked him, Or you gonna say, man, I want to be back in Brooklyn. I like playing there, and I think it's a perfect fit. So they need to bring him back. Let me say this too, Spade. I think I don't know if Dudley gonna retire. I don't know because he seemed to have like that media type of personality. I know he's been on a few shows while playing, so media may be his route. But if he don't want to retire, if I'm the Nets, I'll bring him back. It's our right to have that type of veteran. Listen, he can put a game together and light it up from three, a game here and there. He ain't about to wow anybody with athleticism or anything. I mean, he older player, he a vet. He been in. But Spade, you need that type of guy on your team, and I feel like a guy like a Dudley, a guy like a Udonis Haslem, like those guys, you need them on that bench. So if you don't want to retire, the Nets need to bring him back too. They need to bring him back, but they definitely need to. He
been playing forever.
Say it again. He has, but I'm saying if you want to continue to play, I think the Nets need to bring him back. They definitely need to bring back Russell, so hopefully they do the right thing there. And I asked you off camera, Spade. I don't know if you even remember what you said, but I remember what you said. But I asked you, I said, yo, what you think the Nets? I like the Nets. I said, I like the Nets, Spade. What you think the Nets need to be a little better? And what did you say? Time. And then I thought about it. I'm like, shit, he right.
Time.
Like, they really just need to not break up the nucleus. Let them continue to get better. And I think the Nets going to be all. I think they're going to be all right. But I agree with that 100%. We don't got to touch on anything else in the East. Bucks sweat. Boston sweat. We already know Philly 1-4-1 and Toronto 1-4-1. Nothing else we really got to talk about. This is the second round. You ready to move on, bro?
Let's do it, bro.
Okay, Spade. The second round. We're going to talk about the series and we're going to make some picks. Now, we know all the games haven't moved on. Like I said, the Denver game went 7, as expected by us. But we're going to leave the West for last, Spade. Let's start in the East. We got Boston. We got the Bucks in the Celtics. And we got the Sixers in Toronto, Spade. Which series excites you? How do you see both series panning out? Yeah. Spade, is the Bucks ready for prime time? We both expect. I felt Detroit can get one, and Detroit was up big in one game and let the Bucks come back. I felt Detroit can get one. Yeah, but you called the sweep, but is the Bucks ready for prime time, Spade?
I think this is gonna be a dog fight, man. I think both of these teams are gonna fight. But I'm going to tell you, I'm leaning Celtics on this, and I'm going to tell you why. Even though they got them young pieces with Tatum and Jaylen Brown, man, those guys, they experienced this last year. Their back was against the wall. Tested. They had stars injured. Nobody expected them to fight. And I'm going to go back to something. This shit going to blow your mind. You know who the X Factor going to be? You know who the X Factor going to be. Tell the world who the X Factor going to be in this series.
Scary Terry?
Hell no. Al Horford. Who nobody talks about. Al just gets it done, bro. That was last year. And I think you said that last year.
I did.
Al Horford
I did.
has been the best, most consistent. And don't get me wrong. You know, Tatum won't have a big game. Jaylen Brown won't have a big game. You weren't really getting like big Al Horford games. But when you look, that man was consistent. When nothing was working, when they needed a bucket, they throw it in to Al. Al get you a bucket. And it's crazy, man. I remember that Florida team with him, Noah Brewer. I never would have thought that ugly shot Al Horford would be the guy that years later, I'm talking 14, 15 years later, Al Horford would be the guy that I'm saying is going to be the X factor. But I'm going to tell you something. Everybody know the Bucks kind of weak Paris.
Shit. In the middle?
In the middle, man. And I'm telling you, I like the Bucks. I don't think they're going to roll over. I don't think they're going to lay down. I think you're going to see, you're going to have big games from Giannis, but you're going to have big games from Middleton too. I think Middleton going to have a game or two in this series where he catch fire and do what he do. But ultimately, I just think this Boston team is tried and true, man, and I think they're going to find a way to scrap their way. This might be a 7-game series, man, but I got Boston.
It's crazy. I got a 7-game series too, and I got Boston because listen, I don't know. The Bucks beat the Jakes off the Pistons. Blake didn't play.
half the time.
Ask yourself, are the Bucks? I know somebody gonna be like, "What do you mean are they ready for prime time? They had 60 wins." I don't know. I don't know if they ready for prime time. Let me tell you something. The Celtics played that last game. You know who went bananas? Gordon Hayward off the bench. I gotta ask y'all. Do Scary Terry get in Drew Bledsoe head again? You know, he was calling him Drew Bledsoe and had people walking around in Drew Bledsoe jerseys.
Yeah.
If you write in the GIF or GIF or whatever you call it on Twitter, if you write in Drew Bledsoe name in there and look up a Drew Bledsoe GIF or GIF, whatever you want to call it, Drew Bledsoe don't pop up. You know who pop up? The point guard Bledsoe from the damn Bucks.
Yeah,
like
Eric pop up for Drew.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So do Rozier get in Bledsoe head again? I don't know. I already know what I'm getting from the Greek. The Greek gonna be amazing. The Greek gonna be amazing. I think I agree with you, Spade. Middleton can string together a game. The crazy thing is, Spade, we talked about the bigs. Shit, neither one of those, Brook Lopez or Al Horford, is the most athletic guy. This series is who do you trust better? Brook been spraying up. Al Horford shoot them threes too, but neither one of them is like amazing athletic. You know, have amazing athleticism.
Right.
So shit, this is right up Al Horford alley. He should kill Brook. I'm sorry, he should kill Brook. I know the Bucks got Nico, but Nico ain't look. This Nico hasn't been looking like the Nico that was spraying up with the Pels. He hasn't.
And I just think he's struggling to find his place in the offense.
What is it, Spade? Is it coaching? What is it? Like, is it spacing? What is it?
It might be pecking order, man, because after Boogie went down, shit, he was 2 or 3 in pecking order out there in New Orleans. Kind of down on the list out here, man.
But, I mean, even this year, Nico was spraying up, Spade.
Oh, that's true. He had some games for sure.
He was spraying. Nico might have had like a 2-week run when I was like, holy shit, Nico is going wheels.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm not ready. I'm not ready to crown the Bucks yet. And maybe I could be wrong, but I got Boston in 7. I think it's gonna be a tough series. I think if Boston move on, they're gonna earn it. I think if they move on, they're gonna earn it. Spade, Sixers and Raptors. You just said you ain't ready really big on the Sixers. You think Toronto move on then?
I absolutely do. You know what I would do, man? I would tell Kawhi, because if you look at it, man, Ben Simmons is really good in transition, and he really is good at scoring in the paint, and he can get to the basket. Man, I would let Kawhi shadow Ben Simmons, right? Because the problem going to be Embiid. That's going to be the problem, Embiid.
And this is why Toronto made that trade for Marc Gasol. But go ahead.
Who has not impressed me since he been in Toronto yet. Like, he has not impressed me. Marc Gasol looked like not like I expected. But Marc, it's still time.
I was just about to say, let me put my brakes, because I was borderline about to call him wash. But go ahead. I'm not saying it yet, y'all.
It's still time.
Go ahead, Spade.
Like you said, this is the series they picked him up for.
This is what they got him for. This is
so, Mark, show us something. Show us something, Mark.
Yep.
And I hope I don't regret this, but
it.
I think I got Toronto advancing. I expect this to be a dogfight too, though. This is 6 or 7 as well. Yeah, maybe 6. Maybe 6.
See, I'm going 6, and I'm going Raptors in 6. I'm going Raptors.
So you're just gonna copy my paper the whole damn day?
Nah. I mean, if you want me to go first in the West, I will. But
I do, because you're just copying my damn paper.
I honestly believe a lot is going to. One thing Toronto going to do is they're going to defend, and one thing I'm worried about with Philly is the shooting. Jimmy, but I love Spade. You know I love me some Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler be having them games where he'll shoot you out the game too. JJ Redick, if his shot not falling, he's kind of a liability. He better be stroking that thing, because ain't nobody scared of JJ Redick defensively. So he better be spraying up. Now Tobias Harris, especially the game when Embiid was out, he was great.
That's who scares me.
He was great. So, but I don't know. See, it's a lot. I got a lot of questions, but this is what you here for. You the basketball guy. I got a lot of questions. I don't know if Tobias Harris can carry them. Like, say Jimmy Butler struggles with his shot. If Jimmy Butler can struggle with his shot and still get 20, by the way. But Say Jimmy Butler struggling with a shot and J.J. Redick's shot is just non-existent, which may not be the case. But can Tobias Harris carry enough for them to win that series?
I think ordinarily he could, but you know what I think Toronto do if they feel like Tobias Harris carrying? I think they send Kawhi over there. And see, this is something that Toronto can do that other teams really can't do like that. So then you're going to have Tobias Harris trying to work off screens, and that's, I don't know, maybe he can't do that. Maybe that's his thing, but that's not typically how they use Tobias. So, I mean, you better get some screens, something. Try to move him without the ball and get him open. I don't know. This
and
thing
I also
really,
feel
Tobias
Toronto
Harris
bench
scares
is better.
me, though. What you say?
Toronto bench is better.
It is.
They got Serge coming off. They got Serge coming off the bench. They got Van Vliet coming off the bench. Like they got guys coming off the bench. I think they bench is better.
I agree.
So, listen, I got Toronto. And I say 6. I say 6. I'm not sold on the Sixers yet, and I'm not sold on the Bucks yet. I'm not ready to crown the Bucks. Like if the Bucks win this series, they're gonna show me something. Spade, let's take it to the West. We already know the Blazers is moving on. They're gonna play the winner of the Spurs and Denver. We don't really got to touch base on that if you don't want, but I mean the series that everybody been waiting for has been the Golden State Warriors versus the Houston Rockets. Mm-hmm. I wish this was the Western Conference Final. That's what I wish. But we're getting it in the semi-spade. I go first.
Okay.
I got, listen, we're going to talk about KD and all these guys a little later when we talk about another topic we have. But even without Boogie, I have the Warriors, and I have it 7. I have it 7 games. And I hope I'm wrong. Please, please. If I was ever wrong about anything, I hope I'm wrong about this series. But I have the Warriors in 7.
Yeah. I got the Warriors as well.
Pick your boy. Pick your boy.
Nah, I said no bias, no sugarcoat. You heard all that shit at the beginning of the show, didn't you? You heard me.
I heard you.
I got the Warriors as well. But the same way, when I look at the Philadelphia series, Tobias Harris scares me a little bit as far as my pick. What scares me for my pick here is Clint Capella. Because I'm going to tell you something. You know, with Boogie gone, I think Bogut is their 5. And I don't know if Bogut got
actually,
that.
last night, Spade, I don't know if you know, they went small. Draymond was the 5 last. They
started
Sean Livingston last night.
Yeah, but I mean, I like Dre. But Dre trying to defend that PNR, I don't know. That PNR, man, if Houston run it, if they don't settle for 1,000,000 threes, D'Antoni, if they run that PNR and run it like they can, you talking about some depth, they going to do that shit with Clint Capella. Clint going to go out. They going to bring in Fareed. They going to do the same shit they were doing with Clint Capella. And guess what? If one of those dudes get in foul trouble, they going to bring in Nene, and they going to do that same shit. And I'm just telling you, man, I just feel like that PNR could be the deciding factor. If you can get some quality games from James Harden, if Chris Paul can stay healthy, please, Chris, please.
Word. That's a big if.
Please, if Chris Paul stay healthy.
Because the last game they won against the Jazz, I seen him holding his elbow. Did you see that?
He always holding something, bro. I always be like, is he hurt again?
What's wrong with Paul?
Yeah, man. But yeah, I would love, y'all already know, man, James Harden, my favorite player. I would love for Houston to win this. If Houston is going to win, it's going to take 3 things. It's going to take James Harden not having one of those crazily off games. Like, they beat Utah in a game that James Harden started off 0-15. That shit ain't going to work in this series. If you starting off 0-15, y'all might as well pack it up. Like, I don't give a shit what quarter it is. Go ahead and pack it up and just try again the next night. That game over. Ain't no way you beating Golden State with him playing like that. Chris Paul got to stay healthy, and they got to mix in a heavy dose of that PNR. If they do that, they can beat Golden State. That's 3 variables that you need to be true in order to get a win, and it's tough in this sport in the postseason for 7. You know, in the best out of 7, it's tough to get 3 variables to be true on 4 occasions. And for that reason, man, I think Golden State's gonna do it.
You think they win in 7?
I hate to say this, bro, but if Houston can't get them 3 variables, I think they win in 6. I think Golden State win in 6.
Okay. I mean, if I was ever wrong about anything, I hope I'd be wrong about this.
Same.
I am tired of Golden State.
Same.
And it's crazy. It's crazy. We're going to move on to get to some other topics, and we're going to get in depth about KD and all that other shit. Spade, you don't want to talk about the Blazers because we don't know who they playing yet, or you want to just assume.
Yeah, we'll say Blazers at Spurs.
Okay. I think Pop is smart enough to coach.
I think so too. And you know what Pop gonna do? Pop going straight to the vault, and he gonna tell his videographer, "Get me the film from New Orleans, Portland last year."
I think Portland move on. I think Portland move on if they play Denver.
I do too.
I think Portland move on if they play Denver. I think Portland don't win if they play the Spurs.
I will say this though.
I think Pop is just going. Listen. Pop he a tactician, bro. That dude gonna coach him up, and he gonna have White and Forbes and I know somebody gonna be like, those guys can't defend Damian Lillard.
I was just gonna say both of them guys is serial. Like Dame destroying both of those guys, but that's fine as long as you getting points back on the other end.
It is exactly, and Pop he gonna just throw all these looks at Dame, double team him and all that, and Pop gonna be smart enough to let Aminu beat you. Or Harkless.
Yep.
Or listen, we seen CJ McCollum in the last series against the Pels last year. Pels just refused. Damian Lillard is not beating us. CJ McCollum was going off, and I was like, yo, where is Dame? And people said Drew Holiday was just this elite defender, by the way, which we touched on that last year. But Pop gonna be like, yo, we going Dame ain't gonna be the one. So it's going to have to be CJ or Aminu or Cantor or Harkless or Evan Turner or I don't know, man. Somebody. So I have the Spurs moving on if it's them, and I have Portland moving on if it's Denver.
Same.
Okay. Go ahead, Spade. We can move on if you ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on, man. This next segment, man, is just something that we decided we wanted to talk about. After just looking at social media this past week, man, some of y'all fans, y'all some wild and crazy people, man. Y'all kind of out there. So I'm going to tell you what happened. In the sports world, we were seeing some legendary performances. We saw Dame Lillard go off. We saw him raise his level of play to ensure that his team got the victory. We saw him go off for 50, and instantly, everything that had happened before that game was erased from the minds of fans. Folks, like I'm telling you, it's the best point guard in the league. I've been saying it. I even saw somebody say, if you ain't got Dame, I like when they do this one right here, pass. If you ain't got Dame as the best point guard in the league, you don't know basketball. Like, I like the guys who, if your opinion ain't their opinion, something wrong with you or something wrong with your knowledge. I really like them guys. And I was just seeing things and I was like, pump your brake. I'm not going to say he's the best. But what I'm willing to meet you on is he just had an amazing series. That was a hell of a series. And I don't know why fans can't do that. The next thing I saw, Kevin Durant had a 50-point game, had a 38-point first half, and my entire timeline was like, Kevin Durant's the best offensive player in the history of the sport. And I was like, holy shit. Like, do you realize how many people you putting this man over at that point? I still got him 1B. I got LeBron 1A. I got KD 1B, and that's not even, I ain't even got him 2. I got him 1B. But I want to tell any Kevin Durant fan, any Golden State Warrior fan, any fan of the sport of basketball, I want to tell you this. You know, if you take LeBron off of that Cavs team and you put Kevin Durant on that Cavs team, ain't no way on God's green earth they walking away with a ring, and you know it. So just calm down a little bit. Calm down a little bit. But what it got me to thinking, LaParis, was this. Do fans, do they not have deep memories? Is it something in fans that make your memory be like a 24-hour thing? Like you don't remember anything from yesterday, last week completely gone, lo and behold, last season. Whatever you see today influences people. And it's a thing. It's not just in basketball, though. It's a thing in football and shit, too. It is crazy, sports. Bro. Somebody would see somebody have a big game and be like, that's it. They're the best in the whole wide world. They're the best to ever do it. Be like, holy shit. LaParis, I'm going to give you a fun fact. Kevin Durant scored 50 in a playoff game. Dame Lillard scored 50 in a playoff game. And they showed the top points in a playoff game, and my boy Charles Barkley was number one. Charles Barkley was up there. Don't nobody talk about Charles Barkley. They don't even. I had somebody tell me Charles Barkley.
Hate Charles Barkley. They say Charles Barkley played against carpenters and garbage men. That's what they say.
Somebody told me Charles Barkley wasn't even in the top 5 power forwards. If I knew their address, I'd go 305 Tony on them. It's on site. 305 Tony is talking right now. It's on site if I see whoever said Barkley ain't top 5. But it's just crazy, man. When I see fans talk like this, I have to do my best not to engage with people because I want to ask them, like, do you realize how crazy this is? When KD lights up, and I'm just going to be honest, and I love Pat Bev. When 6'11" KD lights up Pat Bev, ain't he doing what the hell he's supposed to do, bruh? Ain't he?
I mean, he's considered 1A, 1B, or 1 and 2, or however you want to order it, best player in the league. It's expected.
He a foot taller than this man damn near. Not only is he the second best player in the league, he a foot taller than this man damn near. Bruh, at the same time, when Ben Simmons lights up Jared Dudley, ain't he doing what the hell he's supposed to do? Folks was actually tweeting like, Ben Simmons 27, Dudley 0. Like, get this shit off my timeline, bro. Get this shit off my timeline.
Hey,
I'm mad.
I just think fans, they live in the moment all the time. They just in the moment and they just spew. Shout out to the homie Philly, but Philly said, hey, KD is the best scorer, the best all-around offensive scorer all time. And I just wrote, like, laughing out loud, relax. KD is doing exactly what he's supposed to do. This shit shouldn't have even been a series. It's the Clippers. Let's be honest. The reason it's a series is because KD was out there shooting 8 shots. And it wasn't like everybody else was taking shots from KD. He just wasn't playing ball. He had 9 turnovers and had 8 shots. He had more turnovers than shots. If KD come out and play like how we expect KD to play, this shit should have been a slaughter. It should have been a slaughter. The same way KD dropped 50 last, and I ain't saying KD gotta come out every week and drop 50. I mean, but what about 28? I mean, he took 8 shots, babe, and he still had 20-something points.
Like, yeah, because he had 12 free throw attempts in that game.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's expected. Like, let's stop being surprised when great players be great. They great players. They the best in the business. They supposed to do this. Let's stop being surprised. I mean, I just think fans live in the moment, and when they in the moment, they get caught up in the atmosphere. Bruh, the Damian Lillard shot was great. He did the same thing against the Rockets 5 years ago. The way fans is acting about Lillard right now is how they was acting 5 years ago when he did it to the Rockets. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. But I just feel like fans live in the moment, and it was a great moment, but they just spew all this other shit. Damian Lillard is amazing, so Westbrook sucks, and they just live in the moment, and that's just the case. And then if you don't agree with them, then you don't know sports, and I say sports because it does happen in football. You don't know sports and all this stuff. That's just this is the new era of social media and fans, and maybe fans always felt this way, but they couldn't tweet because it wasn't texting and tweeting and shit like that. Maybe it always was like this, but now that shit is to a bigger level now because everybody can just say their opinion to the world. Everybody can, and if you follow them or if you engage with them, you get to see it and be like, hold up, relax. Like, relax. Let's relax. It was round 1 of the playoffs. Let's relax. KD, like 2-time Finals MVP. He's amazing. He's supposed to be doing this to 6-foot Pat Bev. Let's relax.
The same people that was giving Ben Simmons hell when he had that bad game, when everybody else was on Twitter saying Ben Simmons can't shoot, they were the same people saying, oh man, Ben Simmons just destroyed Jared Dudley. The same people that was giving Pat Bev all his kudos in the game that he got in Kevin Durant head. It's the same people saying Kevin Durant's a god. He's better than LeBron. He's better than Jordan. He's better than everybody. He's the best in the whole wide world. The same people that wasn't even tweeting last year when Dame was getting boxed in by the damn Pels. It's the same folks telling me that Dame, like, I'm cool with people living in the moment. I just want y'all to celebrate in the moment. If you want to say, man, you would have been completely in every right to be like, yo, Dame just put together one of the most impressive playoff rounds of any point guard in today's game. Hey, shit, that's hard to dispute. That's hard to dispute. But now y'all don't stop right there. Y'all don't stop right there. Dame is the best point guard in the world. I've been trying to tell y'all. What? When have you been trying to tell us? After his 50-point game, you want to try to tell me that when he was getting boxed in? You was not trying to tell me that when he was in the box. Y'all was telling me that he was getting double teamed and that defense was unreal and double teams is tough. and look, Spade, you can those same people don't give James Harden the pass when he shoot like shit and he boxed in and he got the double team.
Oh nah.
Then the double team ain't shit.
See, they don't live in the moment with certain players. Certain players don't live in the moment because they crucified Westbrook for a shooting, but when Westbrook shot what he was 11 or 22, if my math right, that's 50%.
Yeah,
like I didn't see all this Westbrook trash shit. And the crazy thing is, he started that game out pretty bad. Like it was like maybe 5 or 15 or some shit. Like it was bad, but. Spade, they just live in the moment, but they got their favorites. It's certain people, so they'll do that for certain people. But like you said, you let James Harden start this Golden State series, and he go 0-15, and you watch what happened. You watch what happened. They're gonna crucify James Harden, and it's the same thing. They can't make their point. Fans now can't make their point about one player without slandering another. So it's Tim Duncan is the best power forward ever, but you guys like Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley trash. That's what they'll say. Charles Barkley ain't play against nobody. Or they'll be like, Kobe Bryant better than Jordan. Jordan was a gambler. Like they can't just say, hey, this dude is a great player and leave it at that. It's KD is amazing. LeBron's trash. I don't understand fans. It's okay to it's more than one great player. These dudes are great players, man. They great players. And that's why I said I don't throw around that word. I feel Wiggins is trash. That's how I feel. I don't like Wiggins' game. I don't like, but that doesn't mean somebody. I don't go slander. It's not to the expense of somebody. I don't be like Wiggins trash. You give Evan. I don't do that. Like I feel Wiggins is trash. That's how I feel. And it's crazy because now I see there's people posting videos about Wiggins when I don't throw that word around loosely. That's how I feel. I don't care if Wiggins may turn his career around, and we'll discuss that topic at a later date. He may turn his career around and be all world, in the future. But right now, that's how I feel. I feel Wiggins is trash, and that's not living in the moment. It's years to prove that. They just say something, and then that just be. If you don't agree with them, then you don't know sports. Your opinion is, first of all, it's all opinionated. It's your opinion. My opinion can't be wrong. I'm sorry. It can't. That's what I think. It can't be wrong. But that's just how we live. That's the era of fandom we live in. We had the same conversation back when we was, I ain't going to say who it was, but when we was talking about people switching up teams. Spade sent me a screenshot of somebody that we follow, and they was like, I ain't a fan of this team no more. I'm out of here. And I couldn't do nothing but laugh. Like,
and get what they said, LePass.
Go ahead.
I've been putting up with this dysfunctional team for 6 seasons. 6
years. People been
out after fans. 6?
Yeah,
man. My Dolphins ain't won since '72. I wasn't even alive.
Come on, man. Come on. That's what this is how we living now, Spade. This is how we living. So
basically, man, I want to issue a challenge to the listeners of Strong Arm Sports. I want y'all to be better fans, man. Root for your people, but keep it a stack. James Harden is my favorite player. I just picked that man to lose in 6 games. It's okay. It's okay to keep it a stack.
You can be a fan of a person and still be objective. I love Westbrook. He got to be better. Period.
He got to be better.
Period. It's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Your team is not going to win with you being erratic as you are. And I can say that. But I don't be like, oh, Westbrook still? Nah. He got to be better, bro.
You know what's funny?
He got to be better.
All the folks that's on Twitter I said, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. All the
Go
folks that's on Twitter talking shit about Westbrook, and I say all loosely. I don't literally mean 100% of y'all.
Word.
But all the folks that's on Twitter talking shit about Westbrook being bad and we got to get him out OKC. Man, I bet you when he did that 2020, they were tweeting positive shit.
Yup.
I bet you he would have manned that night on the 2020 game.
That night too.
Yeah.
He shot like shit that night too.
Shot like shit that night too, bro.
I don't know, man. This is the era we live in with sports, man. Whether it be with fandom of a player or a team, people just they live in the moment. If your team Patriots will win the Super Bowl, I'm using the Patriots loosely because they in it every year. But the Patriots will win it this year, and then next year everybody be like, man, I hate the Patriots. That's what they do, man. That's what they do.
For future references, when you just using a hypothetical team winning the Super Bowl, could you not? Don't. They got enough. They don't need no hypothetical ones too. Shit.
I'm just saying, man. Like that's how fans are, man. They love you today, and then tomorrow is you trash. That's
Next
why
time
I don't
use
throw
the
that
Dolphins.
word around unless I mean it.
Use the
Ready
Dolphins
to move
next
on?
time. Yeah.
No, I'm not. Definitely not.
We need some hypothetical rings. We ain't got no damn real ones.
Listen, we gonna have some fun with this topic, Spade. It got me to thinking of the NBA playoffs. You know what I mean? Been watching the game, and first of all, Spade, I said it on this show. I wish we had an archive guy. So we need to do that. Just go through our joints and be like, yo, we're gonna talk about this. Go find it. We need that guy.
We hiring. It don't pay well.
We need that guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Spade. But NBA scoring is up, man. You tweeted last night, if I'm not mistaken, that the damn Warriors had like 75 in the damn first half.
Yeah.
I said this earlier in the season when the scoring was crazy, and I was like, yo, what is going on in the NBA? Teams are dropping 140 points. Like the over, like I usually bet on NBA games and it'd be like the over under. The over-under was like 238, 239, 240. So they're expecting teams to get like 120, 150. Like, golly, 130 points. Spade, scoring is up. And it got me to raise. Oh, people are taking crazy three-point shots. I bet you the three-point shot is up.
Yes.
Probably. I don't have it in front of me, but the three-point shot probably up.
Yes.
And it got me to, Spade, are traditional. Because you even mentioned the two guard position. The two guard position is not like how it was back in our day. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was Michael Jordan, like you said, Clyde Drexler, Reggie Miller. And Reggie Miller, one of the best three-point shooters ever. You can clearly see he wasn't jacking, and he had the green light to jack.
Yeah.
He wasn't jacking how these guys are jacking now because Steph passed Reggie Miller, 2 years ago in threes? Like, he passed him like 2 years ago, like something crazy. But it got me to ask, you said, yo, the two-guard position is basically, up in the air. It's like a handful of them.
Yeah.
It's like, I wrote down it's traditional bigs going. But it's like the traditional position going. Because like you said, two guards is really point guards now. They point guards that handle the rock. So it's like the traditional position over. LeBron is one of those guys that can play anything from the 1 to the 4, and probably, a few games in the series against Golden State played the 5. So is the traditional position going? One is one of my questions, and two, NBA scoring. They are scoring at an astronomical amount of points, which is probably exciting. But is anybody want to play defense? Anybody? Because it was been some blow. You look at them Bucks games. They was blowing Detroit all the way out, and Detroit was still having like 100 points. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ, man. What is going on in your league?
Well, first of all, don't come for my league. But this is the fair question, and I got to admit, I knew the scoring was up. It's like, my wife is short, right? I'm 6'4", my wife is 5'1". I know my wife is short. I knew she was short. But I have moments where we go places together, and I want to turn around and say something to her, and I be like, "Why are you way down there? Like, God damn, you short." And it'll just be like a moment. So I had that moment last night, and I'm like, 70-something points in the second quarter. This shit is crazy, dog. I literally remember games being like 83-75. That's a good ass game.
Yeah.
Woo! Bruh, the crowd used to chant, "We want tacos." If the game got close to 100, they used to give things to the fans if the game got to 100. And now I've seen teams score 100 and get blowed out, score 105 and lose by 30. It's just crazy.
Spade, I don't know. I ain't been to a basketball game in a while. No way they still do that. 100-point tacos, a Big Mac. So
I've been going to Orlando Magic game. Them cats ain't giving out shit. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't heard
still
nothing.
do that.
Yeah, I ain't heard.
Because they getting 100 in a losing effort. Like no.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna chant the next time. I'm gonna start the chant because I'm greedy. And if they gonna get some tacos, I want one. But
it's gonna be like strong arm performer of the week. It's gonna be like 100 points and they gotta win. It's gonna be like that.
Never lied. The scoring thing is weird to me because it is a copycat league in La Paris. I hear you say this often, referring to your sport, football. Mm-hmm. But somebody came up with this idea like, oh shit, we can up the tempo, we score a whole lot of points, we can shoot a whole lot of threes, and then everybody else said, I bet that's what we doing. Baggy jeans is out. Nut huggers are in right now. Bet, let me go get me some 2 little britches. What, jerseys are out? Bet, let me throw these shits away. And everybody did it. Everybody. Right. And I truly want to believe that somebody's going to say, you know what? I'm not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe and shoot a bunch of threes when my team ain't built that way. I'm going to slow the tempo down. I'm going to take away what you like to do instead of doing what you like to, instead of trying to do what you like to do better than you. I'm going to take away what you like to do. You like up tempo? Nah, slow that shit down. Walk it up every damn time down. Run a bunch of picks. Hit these folks with these big bodies. Throw it into the post. Let my post guy abuse this guy one-on-one so much that the defense crashed to help. Then get my shooters going. Somebody got to want to do that, LaPaz. And for that, I think if it truly is another dominant big out there somewhere, maybe you in high school listening to this podcast. First of all, shout out to you.
It's still bigs, but they now training them to have handle and pull threes. So I don't think
and having handle's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, because Shaq could dribble, but I don't think we'll never see another big like a Shaq, like an Hakeem, and Hakeem can step out and hit the mid. I'm not saying the mid. I'm talking about they playing behind the 3-point line now.
I'm talking about on the block. I'm talking about on the block.
Man, I don't think we'll never see a big on the block anymore.
I think Embiid can do it. What it's going to take, though, is not only going to take the player with the talent and the physical ability to do it.
Go ahead.
It's not only going to take the player with the talent and the physical ability to do it, but it's going to take a coach who's going to say, you know what? Now we got something.
I'm going to call Embiid a hybrid, Spade, because it's probably their coach. Somebody reeled Embiid in because he would have the open 3 in his last series and didn't pull them. I think somebody told Embiid, stop pulling so many.
That's what I'm saying.
Threes.
Because he don't have the right coaching staff. That's what I'm saying. And I know Embiid can shoot the threes. That's not what I'm saying. But I think Embiid is a nice back to the basket big. I think if he played on a team that wanted him to do that shit, I think he'd be a nightmare to opposing big.
I agree with you.
I think he would be a nightmare. So yeah, it's gonna take a player who got it, but it's gonna take a coach too to say, you know what? Like you got, man. First of all, I just realized something. Damn, Dwight Howard ain't played in dumb long. But you had Dwight Howard.
He was out all season.
Yeah, that shit's weird. Man, you had Dwight Howard in Atlanta. I went and saw some of those games. Dwight Howard was eating. And he got shipped. So what Dwight say after the season? I'm going to work on my 3-point shot. Because, I don't know, man. I hope, maybe I'm just an old guy that don't want to let go of the past, bro. But I hope.
They had Drummond pulling threes, Spade. Drummond.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Drummond, dog. You know Drummond raised his free throw percentage something like 15, 20%.
Oh, yeah.
That shit's insane. Shout out to Drummond. Yeah, man. Maybe I'm the old guy, bro. I just don't want to believe.
How do you feel about the traditional positions, Spade? Because now we seeing a rumor that Suns get the first pick. They inching towards Ja Morant over Zion. But I just feel like the traditional position is going. Now we seeing it's always been some scoring point guards, but now we see it seems like the 2 guards are the point guards now. Like the point guards used to
seem like the small forwards are the point guards.
Get everybody involved. Now these guys are the scorers. The John Stockton point guards is obsolete. Rondo might be the last one.
Yeah, I feel like the league is going more toward, and they got a name for it, LePass, and I hate it. They call it, you ready for this shit? They call it positionless basketball. What?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I'm the old guy. I don't like that. You a point guard. Get your ass over there, shooting guard, get right here. You a small forward, you a power forward, you a center. You get down there.
Shit changed, bro. It's changed.
I don't like that positionless basketball
This whole podcast, I feel like we was the grumpy old men or some shit, bro.
Yeah, man. I might title it that. The grumpy old men. I don't like that.
I feel like we was the grumpy old men, yo. Like,
no, if you taller than me and I dribble the ball better than you, I'm the guard. Giannis, get down there and set a pick. Get your ass down there and set me a screen. What you doing? Get from up here.
You don't want to shoot threes anyway. Why you the point guard?
You can't even shoot.
Be a power forward.
Get the hell out of here, Ben. If you don't get down there and post somebody up, you 6'11". What the hell wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't
turn your back to the basket.
We the grumpy old men, bro.
Man,
we are the grumpy old men, yo. Seriously, but I really feel like it is positionless basketball, man. Because these guys,
I don't like it.
These guys, like you said, we grew up where point guards play point guard, two guards play the two, and that's not the case anymore. Everybody playing everywhere. It's like now they going small ball. I don't know who the guard. Draymond, how draw Draymond? 6'6". He was playing center last night.
Man, I don't know who the guard in positionless basketball. I don't know who the guard.
Whoever bring the ball up at that possession, like that's how that shit gonna work, bruh. Bro, we see I see Blake Griffin bringing the ball up, like. They got Reggie Jackson standing in the corner, bro. Like, I just
don't like it.
This is how the league is now, bro. They scoring a ton of points. The pace is up. That's why people, it's crazy because when they go back and look at the games, and they show a lot of them games on Classic Sports, and the games be 89-80, and they be like, look at this shit. Yeah, this shit right here probably trash to y'all if y'all ain't never seen it, and y'all being born in the league that's dropping 125 points each, and people dropping 110 in the losing effort. That shit wasn't the case back in the day.
And you know what's crazy? You had the nerve to come from my league. Like, your league ain't changing shit. Everybody throwing for 4,000 yards in the NFL now.
Bro.
12 quarterbacks threw for 4,000 yards last season.
Bro,
12.
You ain't got to come from my league. I come from my league. I don't like that shit because people try and be like, oh, the quarterbacks back in the day, bro, you missed me with that shit. They was only throwing the ball 20 times back then. Now they throwing the ball 60 times a game. And you can't even touch these quarterbacks now. Come on, man.
Hey, it's you know what, bro?
All sports is changing.
We might have to take our ball back.
I know you don't watch hockey. Hockey doing it too, man. They want more goals. They want more goals too, bro. And first of all, baseball trash. let me. But baseball want more runs. Baseball is definitely trash. But they want more runs too, man. And Spade, I'm bearing off. Spade, I don't know if you've seen the story. I know. Let me look in the camera. I know we don't talk baseball on this show, but baseball is trash. Baseball is trash for suspending that dude that hit that home run and threw that bat like from excitement. He didn't throw it at the pitcher. He didn't throw it at the other team dugout. He threw it to his dugout. He was excited. He hit a home run. Him and that pitcher had history. They had history. He was a black guy, but they said they didn't suspend him. People how they played it, Spade. They said they didn't suspend him for throwing that bat. And, of course, and unwritten rule in baseball, you ain't supposed to show up a pitch. The pitcher came back, and he hit him with the pitch. Spade, did you see this before I continue?
Nah, hell no. Why would I be watching that?
Oh, but he came back, he hit him with the pitch. I only seen it because it was on Sports Center. But he hit him with the pitch. Of course, bench is clear. It wasn't no fight. People got ejected. But baseball later suspended this kid, not for throwing the bat like in excitement. He used the N-word. He's black, by the way. He's black. And used N-word at the pitcher. And they suspended him. Baseball, let me tell you right now. You don't get to tell a black person when or where to use the N-word. You don't get to do that, baseball. I'm sorry. You don't. You don't get to do that.
They don't throw them Boston fans out when they say it.
But what? Spade, what? The hypocrisy.
They don't throw them out when they throw peanuts at the black players.
The hypocrisy, Spade. Nah, this baseball is trash. That shit suck, bruh. Get that shit out of here, man. I just wanted to mention that. That shit just popped in my head real quick. I just wanted to mention, and they wonder why we, black people, don't play baseball. Get this shit out of here, man. Baseball trash.
I'm in here working hard, man, and I'm doing my best. And I get a text from my wife. My wife texts me and says she 5'2". She said, "Get it right. She not 5'1", she 5'2".
Okay.
Fam.
Give or take an inch.
Fam, when a 6'4" man look to the right, he can't see 5'2" or 5'1". They both out of my peripheral. And I get just as frustrated when I go, "Oh man, baby, I meant to tell you." And then like, why are you down there? Like, why are you way down there?
I don't like tall women, bro. I don't like tall women. You like tall women?
I think I do, but I don't like
tall women. And I ain't even your height, but I don't like tall women, bro. I don't like a woman taller than me. I'm sorry, I don't.
Bro, I'm in here. My point is, LePaz, I'm in here working like hell, and my wife took the liberty to correct me via text. Okay,
I mean, that's good shit. Love Miss Spade. But I'm just saying, I don't like. So you would want a 6'4" woman? Damn, you want?
Whoa! I didn't say 6'4". No.
I mean, how tall? 5'10"?
How tall is Tyra Banks? 5'9". However tall Tyra Banks is the perfect height.
Oh okay. My God, you still on the Tyra wave?
Still on the Tyra Banks. Hey Tyra.
Oh my God.
I'm not single, but I can be.
I can't believe Spade's still on the Tyra Banks wave after all this time.
It's my childhood crush, bro.
Yeah, sometimes childhood crush, bro. Let it go.
Nah, I'm still a kid at heart. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. Let's get to the last segment of today's show. We call the segment the Strong Arm Performer of the Week. It's pretty self-explanatory, but in case it's not, I got you. It's a very prestigious award, man. We put countless days, weeks. All right, I lied. We put countless hours and days into thinking about who we're going to get this highly coveted award to, and we get this award away twice a week, one from myself, one from LePaz, to a male or female athlete who raised his or her level of play to ensure that their team got the victory. And LePaz is, I'm just going to be honest with y'all, he kind of bad at this. Like, look, every once in a while he get one right, but most of the time this man be giving an award to like the weirdest people. So I don't know what to expect when he goes. This part of the excitement of the show. LePaz, you on the hot seat. Who is your Strong Arm Performer of the Week and why?
Just listen. I give it to the people that deserve it. And for this one, I'm going to take it to Portland. I'm going to Portland and I'm going to give it to Damian Lillard just to show y'all that me and Dame good. We good.
They still don't believe you. You just said you don't like him.
Deserves it. Spade, yeah, he played. First of all, how long is the NBA game? 48 minutes, right?
48 minutes. Yep.
He played 45 minutes, Spade. 45.16 if you. I mean, good. 45 minutes, 16 seconds. Good guy. Almost 46 minutes. Spade. He had 50 points. He had 7 rebounds. He had 6 assists, 3 steals. 17 of 33 from the field for 51.5%, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 10 of 18 from 3. And let me tell you, in a 118-115 victory over the Thunder and Spade, they needed all 50 of them.
I was just
so for that performance, right. Damian Lillard, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Well deserved. I mean, you cannot hate on that performance. The dude played amazing. Spade, when he was dribbling the clock down, I said he about to pull up. He about to pull up from right here. And he pulled up and banged that hoe. Spade, and what I was saying earlier, you can live in that moment. That was a great moment. You at home, the fans around you, they yelling, they screaming, your teammates hug you. But that was round 1, Lillard. Keep it up. But for that performance right there, Damian Lillard, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Well deserved.
It's impressive. It was very, very, very impressive.
They needed all 50 of them.
They really did. It's truly a thing where if he scored 47, they lose. They lose, I think. I think if he don't make that shot and they go to OT, they lose. That's pretty good. You bounce back. Like I told y'all, you never know. I mean, he hit and miss. You never know. He did good today. That was pretty good.
This guy right here. He's hilarious.
I want to go out to the Bay Area for mine, man, and you already know, man. I got to give mine to Kevin Durant for the same reason you gave yours to Dame Lillard. 50 big-time points, man. Let me give you some of this guy's stats. He was 15 of 26 from the field. That's over 50%. 6 of 14 from beyond the arc. 14 of 15 at the charity stripe, because that's okay. You know, when James Harden get 15 free throw attempts, the world cry about it. But that's neither here nor there. He had 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block.
You throw a little shade. You threw a little shade on your strong
no shade. No.
Okay.
No. I would never shade. This is Kevin Durant's moment, bro. 42 minutes of play, 50 points. He was electrifying. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you watch this game, he could have got more than 50. He had 38 at the half. And in the second half, he was kind of like, I got mine. I let these other guys shoot. I found it strange that Steph Curry only attempted 5 threes in that game and only made 2 of those.
He went to the locker room, Spade. His ankle.
He did. I was just going to say that. Steph rolled that ankle. And that ankle had been a problem for him, but he still came back and he played 38 minutes in that game. So definitely looked like he's going to be okay. He says he's going to be okay moving forward. But for that performance, Kevin Durant, you are my strong on performer of the week. Y'all know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? When he said that, he meant it. Okay, Kevin, we see you. We see you.
I mean, another guy. Keep that up. That's what we expect.
Facts.
Like, come on. Not 50, but I'm just talking about being elite. We expect you to be a superstar. Be a superstar. That's what we expect. Stop letting little... And I get it. I love Pat Bev. If I take Pat Bev on my team right now. But be a superstar. Stop letting little Pat Bev, 6'1", whatever he is, 6'2", whatever he is. Stop letting him get in your head. You Kevin Durant, so be Kevin Durant. Shit. Spade, it was a great show. Another long one for him. Hey,
listen,
y'all already know the rules.
Let them know, first of all. Somebody going to say, ooh, this show is super long. Hey, Pete Game, you're not required to listen to this entire show in one sitting. It doesn't expire. You can stretch this shit out over a week. Well, however you want to do it.
We post once a week. That's why the show's getting longer.
That's all we got.
Yeah, this is once a week. And it's crazy because guys be asking, you guys doing a show. Y'all don't want another show. Y'all want 6 hours a week? Come on, y'all. No, y'all don't. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, hey, I don't mind. But Spade, listen, Spade, is baseball trash? Let me ask you that.
Bruh, I got a bump on my neck that I'm more interested in this bump than baseball. Okay?
Yeah, baseball stinks, man. Listen, man, we want to thank y'all. Spade, before I close, you got anything else to add?
Nah, man. Nothing at all.
Listen, man, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Strong Arm Sports. Cannot do this without y'all. As usual, if you're new here, bang the subscribe button. If you're a regular here, hit the like button. It's also a little bell up there. You can click that bell. It sends a notification to your mobile device to say, hey, yo, the dudes at Strong Arm Sports uploaded a new episode. You need to check that out. So bang that bell. Listen, it takes 2 seconds. If you don't want to see 2 dudes arguing in a box, it's okay. We got audio podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, {POT.Omatic, iTunes, Spotify. We are everywhere. There's no need for you guys to ever miss a show. You know, if you in podcast land, you can push pause. You pause that joint. You know what I mean? Listen to it on your drive, on your break, while you at work. I don't know what you do for a living. Listen while you at work. Hey, people has hit me up, Spade. Like, yo, your podcast took 3 hours out my day. At work, good looking out. People like the longer shows. We want you guys to share your thoughts in the comment section down below about every topic we talked about. And we'll see you guys next episode. We want to thank you for your continued support. We out. Peace.